A faint whisper of smoke emanates from the charred bodies of two monks of the Way of the Sacred Stone, standing in place, frozen, their legs totally immersed in the stone structure they were working on, somehow building up. Thank you. The winged hippogriff slowly flutters down in your direction, the sun completely blocking and obscuring your view, and you feel these large gusts of wind flowing against from the ground back up into your face. As you look around, readying yourself to take on another opponent, the rider of the hippogriff disembarks, pulls back its cloak, and you see the familiar horns and red skin of your old compatriot end.
Whoa. What? Hey, wait. And I'm ready. I ready myself just a little bit. I'm like, are you you?
I'm right. I'm me. I don't remember how he talked.
Because he was cactus sometimes.
I was just gonna stick with this.
All right.
This is more fun. It's easier to fall into. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Whoa.
You're sure?
I'm A-okay, thank you.
Okay.
And
I'm me. Are you you?
I am. Yeah, I'm me. I look at Core. Are you you?
I think so.
Whoa.
Well, now that we've settled it, we all are each other's.
Yeah. How are you? We thought you had been dead. You were sacrificed or something like that. What? Where the hell have you been?
I've actually been following you. From a distance, of course. I didn't
Yeah.
think it would be good to alert of my presence after the incident on the tower. I thought they might be after me.
So
Your absence almost got us killed.
Yeah. So what happened at the tower? Your bae. She came down the stairs and said a sacrifice had been made to their deity or whatever over at the Feathergale Spire. What happened?
A sacrifice?
Yeah, she had sacrificed you. At least that's what she said to the gathered Feathergale Knights.
That would explain why she pushed me off the tower.
She pushed you off the tower. Okay.
She pushed me off the tower.
That's terrifying. How? What? Well, I see the hippogriff. So.
Right. So you've met Phoenix before.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
All right. I guess I should start from when we ascended the tower that night. We had gone up there. She had asked to speak with me in private. And when I got up there, I thought that she was going to be more happy about the triumph of the day. Mm-hmm. If you remember the whole dragon incident.
I do.
It wasn't that long ago. It was only 2 days, right?
Yeah. My pants are still slightly stained from it.
Right, of course they are. If I had prestidigitation, I could find it for you right now. Mm-hmm. We went up to the top of the tower, right up to the pinnacle there. The top where you launch off and call your ride, right?
Yeah.
Well, she turned out to be very distraught about something. And she started asking me a lot of questions that seemed rather odd to be asking Laldor. Finally, she asked me how I was able to see in the dark. And... Savra.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Continue.
I wasn't able to answer that. So I decided... I know it wasn't like me, but I decided to tell her the truth.
That'll teach you.
Well, taught me something. And I told her what my real name was and what I actually looked like and what had happened and how I had found Laldor. She started crying. She was very distraught. And she came up to me. She ripped the locket that she gave me off, took it right back, and in the same motion, she pushed me right off the edge. Which was somewhat unexpected, but...
Yeah, I can imagine.
That was also the locket that let you cast Featherfall in case you fell off your mount.
Which is why she pulled it off.
Ah, yes.
To whoever said that. Thanks, Score.
Yeah, Score, thank you.
So, I was falling in the air, didn't have much time to think, and I'm of course thinking this is probably the end of end.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe I can call Phoenix again. So I called, and I guess they had locked the gates because I only heard a banging at the door. They must have locked it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had been learning this one trick, and I've never tried it before, but it unlocks doors. And I thought, well, it's all I've got going for me. So I cast a spell, the door burst open, and Phoenix came out and caught me just in time.
Whoa.
And I
So
thought,
you stole their hippogriff.
I did. I'm not sure if it's a permanent thing, but sorry to beat you to it. I know you were keen to get one for yourself, Cor.
Well, I know that Kor, he maybe had a hippogriff, but I know I had the most noble mount of the three of us. So, you know, I know you're pretty jealous there, Kor, but my flying vulture, whose name escapes me at the moment, but was a noble steed. Really, I know you must have been very, very jealous of that.
Well, Phoenix has been very good to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of pat him a bit while I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more.
Oh.
You see, I wasn't sure what happened in the tower after I'd gone. I guess I'll have to have you recount that for me afterwards, but...
Whole lot of shit.
Sounds like you had a bit of a confrontation that I thought I was sparing you from by not revealing myself.
Mm.
I figured if she was willing to kill me, it wouldn't be good to reveal my face. Let her just think that I had died. I'd catch up with you guys after we had cleared the way of them, assuming that you were going to leave, which you did. But in the meantime, I decided to lay low in the Sighing Valley. And I don't know if you ever met an Aarakocra before.
A what now?
An Aarakocra, it's like a birdman.
Like
Can't-
flying folk.
Flying folk, yeah, they got beaks and talons and wings and arms.
Can't say that I have. No.
They're a sharp group, rather intelligent. But there's a coven of them, and they have been watching the Feathergale Knights for some time now. They've actually noticed that people were being thrown from the pinnacle on a semi-regular basis, you see. So it wasn't the first time they had seen someone fall. They were a little surprised to see me actually not reach the bottom.
Yeah.
They took me to the base of the canyon, and it was there that I saw like a dozen or so corpses, more than one race, all decaying down there. There were vultures picking through the scraps. The Aarakocra don't know much, but they do know that the members have been coming and going through a divide in the valley, known as, they call it the Knife Point Gully. The Aarakocra said it's too dangerous for their kind, so because they don't like enclosed spaces. But they've been keeping an eye from afar. It's been strange. The Aarakocra haven't had much contact with the Feathergale Knights, but they do know that this throwing people off the pinnacle has been only happening in the past few months. Otherwise, they've been rather neutral. They always like to be hunting big game in the valley, but that was really as violent as they got. Ever since the activity in the Knife Point Gully, they've been acting more aggressively. They've been more aggressively hunting for sport. Training the vultures, which apparently the Aarakocra detest. I'm not sure why. And they've been throwing people from the pinnacle. Not really sure why, but Savage certainly didn't give me any indication why. I thought she was just pushing me over because she felt betrayed. You say something about a sacrifice.
Yeah. That, you know what? That clues us into something really important. I think there seem to be factions around here based around elements or something of that like. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Well, the Sacred Stone monks, they're all about the earth, and they moved those they want to sow the seeds of chaos, if you remember that. The key rocks or the keystones, something like that. Sorry, it was morning drink. Anyways, and then there are these Feathergale Knights. They seem to all be about air travel, and they too seem to have some motivations. Crushing wave, water, and if our vision that by the way, we've just had visions happened in the wood. I point at the woods behind me. Happened in those woods. Something to tell you about.
Real freaky lady in there.
Yeah, you would not believe the shit that we've been through. Also,
Yolanta has a sister.
yeah.
Who said that?
Core.
Why are you talking like me?
He speaks. Hi, Quinn. Quinn speaks in like I think some sort of like Scottish Irish accent. I don't know.
His voice synthesizer is stuck on shop demonstration. So it's just,
How would you know she was your sister?
she said as much,
Interesting.
which makes me think that I have got a chance at banging someone really hot. Anyways,
Let's get back on topic here.
Focusing, yes, right. So, if the druids of the Scarlet Moon Hall are all based around fire, then there's something going on between these four factions in the Desserin Valley. And I don't
wait.
know what, but
Sacred Stone Monastery, Earth.
yeah,
Feather Girl Knights, Air.
yeah,
Scarlet Moon Hall, Fire.
fire,
Crashing Wave, Water.
water. Four elements, four factions in the Desserin Valley. But I don't know what any of them want. I mean,
What happened
right?
after I was thrown off?
All right. Well, once you were thrown off, Savra said a sacrifice had been made. Now,
Did she say, like, to what? To some kind of a deity or something?
you know, it strikes me that Core actually. Do you remember what she said?
She exclaimed that a sacrifice had been made to Yan Si Bin, whoever that is.
Yeah. Well, the
Do I
wizard
know
Yan
who that
Sid.
is?
Yeah.
Yansi Bin?
Not Yen Sid.
Yansi Bid?
Yan Si Bin.
Yansi Bin. Do
Make an
I-
Arcana check.
Arcana.
I'm not trained. Should I
Nope.
make one as well?
That would be a 3.
Okay.
I think you tried last time,
No.
or when it was relevant.
Yeah. Yan Si Bin, whoever that is, she said that a sacrifice had been made to them. Weirdly enough, afterwards, they said that we were to not leave. Myself and Core were to not leave. And
Sorry, I was trying to say it without interrupting you.
it's okay. We were to not leave, and we were to face trial for whatever crimes that we were being accused of, which sounded like, to me, like we were... A kangaroo court was going to be brought together, and we were...
What
No.
crimes were you accused of?
Exactly.
They just
Couldn't
out
get
of
us-
the blue were just...
Couldn't get a straight answer out of that guy to save my life.
Wait.
which-
Who...
Savra had accused us of murder.
Yeah.
Savra accused you of murder.
Yeah, that's right. And,
Murdering who?
exactly.
Loudor.
She had accused us, apparently, of being in cahoots with you, sounds like, and being responsible for Laldor's death.
Conspiracy was what she said.
Oh, yeah, conspiracy. And I said, conspiracy to do what? And they said, we'll figure that out when the trial comes.
Accurate.
That's confusing.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's almost like someone was just trying to make shit up to keep us there. So, I had a sinking suspicion that we needed to get out of there. So, when we went to go to their cells to wait patiently for their queen to turn up, Core...
They had a queen?
Yeah, they had a queen.
Arisi, she said.
A Queen Arisi, yeah. Turn up to give us some sort of... She'd be the judge in whatever conspiratorial murderer trial we were going to face.
So you guys got out.
Yeah, through some interesting means, and I give Cora a little side eye. But we'll get into that later, I guess.
We can talk about that later.
And this is Gurgi, by the way. And I hold up my rust monster larva. I imagine.
9 hells is that?
It's Mother Yolantha called it a rust monster. Am I remembering that right? Yeah. Found it in the cave after we left because once again Core had some weirdness going on and I slept in a cave. And yeah, so then we decided to head back to Red Larch, where we discovered that we could head to the Westwood. That's where we bumped into this gentleman, and I point to Yagar.
Real quick, Core interrupts me and says, and this is Nox. And he snaps his finger and a black pseudo-dragon just appears on his shoulder and stares at Gurgi and just kind of...
Keep that thing away from me.
Snaps his finger again, and it.
Right, so that's cool.
We got pets.
Well, I guess we all do now, don't we? And I pet the hippogriff.
I turned to Gherkin and just say, "Hey, you'll grow. You're grow. You'll show. You'll show." Oh, that's right, buddy. And I feed him another little piece of steel wool that I bought at Red Larch.
Sure.
Feed him a little bit of that. And so at Red Larch we met Yagar. I point at Yagar, who I assume is like flexing or looking at the sky.
Who you're going to play?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me channel this real quick.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Mr. Caxless City's in
Yeah,
honor.
it's close.
Kinda like a slack jaw thing.
You say potato, I say potato.
First of all, for consistency here, Yagar, I'm just gonna nip this in the bud. Call me End. That's my actual name. I'm sorry.
Right. I'll make sure to do that.
So,
He's got a daughter who's tied in with the druids at the Scarlet Moon Hall. They took her. Yeah.
Yagar.
Yagar. They took this Yagar. And I remembered, through a brief moment of sobriety, that, I was sent to the Desert Valley to figure out what was going on with those druids. So we were going to team up to go find out about them. So now we've got... And apparently if those monks were trying to kill us, our deal with them is probably not good anymore since those guys were on orders to kill us on sight.
the Feathergale Knights don't like us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're fugitives to them.
Yep. The Crushing Wave, Cores, you're not a fan of them, I guess.
Let's just say we've got some beef.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to try and figure out what's going on with the druids at the Scarlet Moon Hall, and they're stealing orc children. So we're between four different groups who are not very pleasant to be around.
But the Scarlet Moon Hall. They're the only ones who aren't looking for us. They don't know we're coming, right?
True.
And they took my daughter.
Actually, if I recall, Yagar, when he was talking to the seer, the woman who was talking to his daughter did say they're coming soon.
That is correct.
No, not for sure if it was us, but if I was Yagar, I was at one point, I would point that out.
She said...
Starting to hit.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen her eyes. I've seen through her eyes. She's in some tent, not bound or gagged. They seem to be taking care of her. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't spare the rest of us. But they told my daughter she has a role to play.
Well, this is all very distressing, but I guess the question becomes, what the heck do we do now? We gotta start winning. We gotta start taking names. I'm sick of running, and I think we need to start somewhere immediately. I don't know how you're feeling with your new lease on life or the fragility of it.
I stop and think for a minute. Also known as
Enjoy some rice.
enjoy some rice. Well, here's how I see it. We have active enemies with the monks.
Yep.
We have active enemies with the Feathergale Knights. At least with Savra. We have, due to our friend Kor, he has active enemies with the Crashing Wave.
Aye.
And due to our new acquaintance, Vagar, was it?
Vagar.
We have a beef with the
Druids.
Scarlet Moon Hall.
Yeah.
The Druids of the Scarlet Moon Hall. However, the Scarlet Moon Hall is the only one that isn't acting out of revenge towards us. Of course, I don't know what's going on with you, Kor. And the fact that there's a girl in need, I doubt she's supposed to be there, right? She did not go there of her own accord.
I'm sorry, talking to Kor.
Vagar.
No, she was taken from our village. The rest of us just barely got out with our lives.
Is that why you joined up then?
Yes,
To retrieve her?
to find her.
I think that's our best route.
Plus, I know something that you don't about the druids of the Scarlet Moon Hall.
What would that be?
We've got a man on the inside.
Well, now things are looking up. Tell me more about this.
A former compatriot of mine I'm a part of the monastic order, the Shining Palm. The Way of the Shining Palm, really. And, we're a crew, we have our means, and I became aware through contact with my master that, Jack, a former associate of mine, is on the inside.
Jack?
Yeah.
When were you planning on telling us about this?
Well, when it became pertinent.
Like, what, when we're at the gates of the hall?
What's it? Why am I on trial here?
Well, I just thought, like hey, this would help us out at all. Do you have any contact with Jack? How
Well-
do you know him?
Well, first of all, it's not like I'm not a him per se. It's more of a her.
Oh, how do you know her?
Well, all right, hang on. First of all, she'd never go for me, and second of all, she trained me at the. God, this is going fast already. This is going
Water and whiskey.
water and yeah. Mhm. Whew. Anyways, I knew her back in the day. Like when I was training to be a monk after I got out of the army.
You knew her in the army.
I did know her in the army. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I knew her in the army. We joined up with the monks together.
Are you on good terms with her?
Well,
Are we on good terms with anybody in this
well,
world?
I mean, she's
We do have Yolantha.
That's true. Let's not forget that.
yeah, seriously. That's important things to remember. But yeah, I'd say probably good terms, especially since from what I remember, she always had a certain, fondness for me. Yeah.
You're on very good terms with Jack.
Oh yeah,
She always stuck up for you.
Yeah, she was my buddy. She, problem is, it was kind of a fuck up though. But anyways, yeah. And that's probably why Master Shifu pointed me in the direction that she would be our inside man, inside woman, inside contact. Whatever. I take this opportunity to drink.
All right then. So this would mean. Do you have any way of contacting her?
I think to myself, do I?
Not that you know of. Most of the times that you've been in Jack's accompaniment, you've just been in direct contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Would she recognize you?
Yeah, definitely.
So she's posing as a druid now.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we go, Vagar. I'm assuming that your intentions are to retrieve your daughter.
At any cost.
Right. Okay. So we can use that to our advantage.
Mm-hmm. Plus,
But-
he's big. I don't know if you looked at him recently, but
Before, up to this point, our objective has been to get a target off of our backs.
Right.
And instead of doing that, we've just added more targets.
yeah.
So, how can we make this more advantageous? If we go and retrieve that we gain an ally with you, I assume, Vagar. That would help. You look like a strong chap.
You already have my axe.
All right.
There we go.
But we still have two factions.
What if we start with one, and then we just kill them all, and then we move on to the other one, and with that under our belts, and we'll kill them all too.
Well, from my experience, they don't seem to get along with each other much.
Is there anything that we know about either of the other factions that we could use to our advantage to get the... What is it called? It's not Sacred Stone.
Sacred Stone
Scarlet
Monster.
Hall.
Scarlet Moon Hall.
Scarlet Moon Hall.
Your
information-
knowledge with them is very limited at this point.
No, but is there any information... Well, I guess any information that we know about Sacred Stone of the Feathergale Knights that would be to their advantage, we wouldn't know what would be to their advantage because we don't know anything about them.
Right.
Are they expecting us?
Are
From
you
what
asking
I
me?
know,
I'm asking Vagar.
I don't know much about this organization. I know that they raised my village, and I know that they think that my daughter's the only survivor because they kept her. He says in kind of like an orcish rage, and you just kind of hear the sounds of like air filtering out through his nose as he just kind of snorts in anger.
All right. Objective 1, retrieve the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Objective 2, I think it's time we started to find out what motivates some of these factions. Find out why they're throwing people off of pillars. Find out why they're training in a stone monastery.
Moving stones and sowing chaos.
And why they're killing orc villages. If we can find out some motivation, we might be able to use our knowledge to actually get some advantage and get them off our backs.
Exactly.
Or destroy them.
I like this plan.
Unfortunately,
I like to destroy them, Pa.
Alright, thought you would. We get your daughter back. In the process, we learn as much as we can. I'm tired of flying through this blind.
Jack's been on the inside for a while. She would probably know a lot.
That's
What are
good.
we waiting for then?
Speaking of flying, I mount back up on Phoenix.
And then the gigantic winged arms just fly out from the side. Absolutely majestic. This is the first time you've actually seen their wings up close. The other times you've just dove right down onto them as they were already in full strut. But the force just from whipping them out just completely almost knocks you off your feet.
Whoa. Shit. So what? We'll just follow along then.
You
on
do
the
also
ground?
have Philip, your horse.
Yeah, I look for Philip. Where is Philip? There you go, you son of a bitch. There you go. Well, do we still have the cart? We don't have the cart. I
The
don't.
cart broke,
Oh yeah.
and you were not able to fix it.
New one, is it?
Huh?
This isn't the new one, right?
No.
Sequel's still in development,
Oh, okay.
and it will be for like the next 3 years.
3
I see your little meat,
Probably.
or your little guy for.
Oh, my little Link?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta copy the original Link's Awakening in that Game Boy.
Yeah.
So, which way to the Scarlet Moon Hall?
It's to the
Well, you had a vision
east.
of like directly how to get there.
Yes, I had a vision of directly how to get there.
Which would either mean going near or going around the Feathergale Spire. There's also the matter of the Sighing Valley, which you may have to cross depending on which way you go.
So which way are we going? North?
You guys are in the Westwood right now.
Mm-hmm. Just right here.
Yep. And on your map is marked the direct location of the Feathergale Spire and the rough location of where the Scarlet Moon Hall is.
Oh.
Which is why we may have to go through... Okay.
Sort of here on the map.
Now, and you know from your time with the Aarakocra that the entirety of the airspace around the Feathergale Spire is usually very heavily patrolled. And from your experience approaching the tower the first time, they spotted you like that.
They did.
Right. What if... What does this say?
That one is the
Something keep, I can't read it.
Riverguard Keep.
Oh, Riverguard for the crushing wave.
Crushing wave?
Yes, Cor was able to point that out for you on the map.
Well, I know this is quite a bit out of our way, but what if we took the river? Wait, which way does the river flow?
The river
North,
flows
south?
from, let's see, it would be going... It's in the direction of Waterdeep, which is a massive trade city, so that means it would be going north to south, right? To get stuff to Waterdeep? Yes.
All right, so we wouldn't be able to ride it up.
Unless you
Alright.
go further north.
Yeah, and then we'd have to go past the Riverguard Keep. Unless we want to pass the Feathergale Spire, which may be inevitable, we'll have to go all the way down to Barge Right Inn in Womford. Maybe up to the Summit Hole.
And cross that. That sounds like a
Cross over
long
there. That's a
delay.
long detour.
Mm-hmm.
Horseback, 24 miles a day, usually.
4,
Each hex
8,
is
16, 4 miles.
10 miles.
24. It says 1 hex is 4 miles.
Really?
Right here.
Mine says 1 hex is 10 miles.
Whoa.
Well, this definitely says 4 miles, so alright.
All right, go by your chart.
No, we can go by yours.
Well, people have routinely said that the scaling is off in this, and the less time it takes you guys to move around. It took you 1 day to get from Red Larch to
Alright.
the Feathergale Spire.
4, 16, 20, 24, that's a day.
I'm gonna have to figure that out. That's weird. These are both
4,
printed from D&D Beyond.
4, that's a day.
People have complained about
4,
this event. Oh, thank you.
8,
People complain about this adventure that the scale is really off.
3 days.
Makes this a massive thing when it's kind of not really supposed to.
Well,
According to this is like a 4 or 5 day trip if we went all the way around here to Summit Hall. That's just to get around, and then it would be another day to get back to the...
What if we tried to sneak past the Feathergale Spire? Take a direct route to the Druids of the Scarlet Moon Hall, but just try to lay low. Maybe
would-
not have you riding.
I mean, we could, but that would involve going through the Sighing Valley again. And there's a dragon against us, too, to add the targets on our back.
Shit. What if we tried to take the Larch Path?
Well-
I know the Larch Path is how we managed to get to the...
That was safe.
that was relatively safe. And
That's
if
how
I-
we got Vagar and his crew back to Red Larch, right?
True. Plus, it's also how we managed to find the monks of the Sacred Stone.
coasters.
The Sacred Stone Monastery is, if not along the Large Path, near enough to it.
The safest route would be the large path. It wouldn't be the fastest route, but considering everything that might happen if we go to the Feathergale Spire.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
then
if we're trying to
we'd have
gain
to get to-
information, going back to the Feathergale Spire might not be a bad idea.
Going back as in what sort of way? Just going near it or going to it?
I think if we go near it, we're going to end up going to it.
I just don't like the idea of having to fight an entire spire full of however many knights there are.
Well, you wouldn't have to fight them. You said that you were only going on trial.
You think that trial is going to end in anything other than our lives, especially with how she tried to kill you.
Well, they didn't try to kill you.
True, but we ran. Do you think that's going to help? Probably not, if I had to guess.
All right. So we take the Red Larch
There is
path.
also the matter of one of their men jumping from the spire.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what's this?
So this was our method of escape.
It wasn't by any means. I'm not going to do an accent for Core because I definitely can't get it right.
It's with like a
Core
mixture.
speaking.
Core quotations.
By no fault of my own, or by no intention of my own, I'd poisoned the drink of one of the knights, who seemed to have gotten to his head, this drink had. He let us out, eyes all crazy. He let us out. We escaped, and on our way out we could hear him denouncing their god that you were supposedly sacrificed to. And I'm still going into an accent. You were supposedly sacrificed to, and that's that.
Hold on, back up.
Yeah.
Unintentionally, and through no fault of your own, you poisoned a man.
Yeah,
How does
hang
one
on. You haven't
unintentionally
mentioned
do this?
that, by the way.
You're not aware of this either.
No, all I knew was that some guy with yellow eyes, with strange eyes, opened the door to our cell and let us out.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Gwyn.
You didn't question this. Oh yeah, we can't go too far in without...
Yeah. Maybe he's just keeping that to himself, but...
Let's say that's a story for another day. The key point is we survived, we escaped because of me.
Alright, so now there's
Fair
another reason for them to put a target on our back. So that confirms it. It's not a good idea to go back to the Feathergale Spire, at least until we know a little bit more about what the heck they're doing throwing people off that spire.
Exactly.
Alright, so the proposition is that we go to the large path about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Cut through the mountains on no path at all.
At that
You
point...
realize how difficult that is.
It's tricky, but it's what we can do at this point without going through here and risking an altercation, basically.
That's still probably a 4-day journey. And we're going to have a time going through this path sort of here without being... Yeah, I would say this is about halfway through, and then we'll go south, east to this indication, and then we have to find the place. And if we
true.
go too far, we're going to hit the Sacred Stone Monastery again.
2-day travel.
Very well. 2 day.
2-day travel. All right. Well, do you think it's a bad idea? I mean, I realize no plan has any like
probably our
all
best
positives.
It's probably our best route.
Then why the hell are you giving me such a hard time?
Because we're gonna have to climb through mountains. I'm telling you, it's not that easy.
We won't bring Philip.
We're not going to be able to bring Philip or the cart.
Well, the cart's. I point at the wrecked cart. The cart's damaged.
Oh, well, I can fix that.
Fuck.
I go over to the cart.
Sure. You notice that one of the axles is just completely broken. Almost shattered, although it is hanging on by just the barest thread of wood.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I thought I had mending.
You did at a point, and
I
then
did
I let
at
you
a point,
switch
and then I realized that, yeah. Can I just retroactively... Because I actually have prestidigitation.
Oh, can you unsoil my britches?
Well, you gotta make a choice. Do you want a working cart, or do you want clean pants?
All right, a working cart.
Can we just make that canon?
That what?
That instead of prestidigitation, I have mending?
You have one chance to change your cantrips again. Permanently.
Okay.
You make your decisions. I can't make your decision for you. Actually,
Logs,
I
pants, or the cart that you can replace. I will say. Can always buy another cart.
I've already made too much
That's fine.
changing
That's
of
fine.
things. So
That's
I'll
fine.
say, well...
You want prestidigitation.
We'll
Change
leave
your
Philip.
plans.
We'll leave Philip.
I
in
actually
Red Larch.
can't fix that. What I meant was, I can fix this, and I cast prestidigitation on your face.
Way. How about that? No, I'm clean.
Clean linens.
Right, so that sucks.
Smelling faintly of lavender.
All right, so I've got a hippogriff. You've got one horse,
Mm-hmm. And 4 of us.
and there's 4 of us. How many can fit on a horse? How many can fit on a hippogriff? Can you get? I know you can get 2 on a hippogriff.
2 on a hippogriff, and I think that it's fair that you could do 2 on a horse.
All right, then this
All right.
is what we're doing.
I have proficiency in land vehicles. I
Well,
feel I
this,
should.
sir, is not a land vehicle, and I hover a little bit.
And Phoenix takes off from the ground faintly. Kind of
Cor, you want to
rushing
ride
air.
with me or Vagar? Who's up?
Vagar kind of looks up and he says, I think I'll stick to the horse myself. Thanks.
All right, then. Half elf, get up here.
Right. And he climbs up aboard and kind of like puts his hand around your waist a little bit.
All right,
Just
all
kinda,
right,
like holds on.
This is only for stability, right?
Of course.
All right.
I'm
so sorry, Quinn.
We work at... Hang on. Can I just... Hang on. Can I persuade... I try to persuade Yagar to run alongside the horse.
As opposed to get on the horse?
As opposed to getting on the horse.
You're
Why? It's not
horrible,
gonna slow
but
him
yes.
He's going to slow us down.
Oh, alright, fine, never mind. Alright. We flip a coin and then I convince him that I can not be the bitch in this.
Okay. All right, so
Off we go. Towards
you guys
Red
make
Larch.
off your way.
Do we need to stop in Red Larch for anything?
I mean, unless we're gonna leave Philip, but in this, I figure we just ride him to where we need to and then tie him to like a rock.
You guys
or
are going to need
something.
to resupply and at the very least get rations because you've depleted
Yeah.
most of yours in the
Yeah.
forest.
Okay, yeah. Rations it is then.
Here's my thing. If we take... Phoenix is staying with us.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to send him back, and he's kind of useful, and he's not objecting to hanging around with me, is he?
Seems to be just fine as long as you keep him fed.
We keep him fed. We keep him around here. But Philip, if we tie him into the tie him onto like a tree or something in the mountains, he's gonna starve to death.
True.
I'm not sure he'd be able to find his way back to Red Larch.
Are you suggesting maybe I get a horse that I'm less emotionally attached to?
I guess that's one solution. I was
Are
gonna
you suggesting that you just leave the horse to die?
I was gonna suggest that we don't take a horse, but you know.
Oh, right. Of course.
I was gonna suggest that we don't take a horse.
Leaving you and Cor to ride while we walk?
No, we'll all go at a walking pace, and we can have the hippogriff here in case we need to scout ahead or whatnot. Besides, I've got a couple tricks up my sleeve. We might be able to travel faster than you think.
That's actually a really reasonable idea. And me buying a horse.
But or we could just buy a horse to kill.
No. Sobriety has taken over again. I think that's a much more reasonable idea.
So then it's settled. We'll go to Red Larch, resupply with rations.
Perfect. Get me a
leave
horse.
the horse,
Yes.
and move on.
Yes.
All right.
That's what we do.
Cool. So you guys make your way into Red Larch. What are you doing with Phoenix when you approach the town?
Oh, I am not going into Red Larch with Phoenix.
Okay.
I'm going to actually tell Phoenix to hang around in the what was the place where our first mission? The stone.
Our first mission was to a place called Lance Rock.
Yeah,
And you
leave
do
Phoenix around
see
Lance
that
Rock.
very clearly in the distance from your heightened perspective, and you have no problem finding it yourselves. So if you do leave him at Lance Rock, that's no problem.
I will leave him at Lance Rock.
Okay.
Does he seem to understand me if I say, like, stay here, I'll be back in several hours?
He just kind of like shakes his mane at you and kind of like gives you a little nod.
If you need to take a jog around in the air, that's cool, just come back.
Kind of like goes back up on the twos.
Right.
Wow. Cool. Clip,
So,
clop, clip,
let's go
clop.
into Red Larch.
I've got
Alright.
a large orc holding me around the waist like, this isn't weird looking at all.
Perhaps a saddle's in our next inventory purchase.
Philip doesn't have a saddle.
No. He was a cart horse. And the
So
cart...
is it Clydesdale?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a
We
good
got
word.
a Budweiser.
A Budweiser ad. Where's the hot babe? Got this big green guy. Anyways, so we're in Red Larch.
Yeah, so you find your way back into Red Larch on the Keldale path.
Definitely
You do.
doing a better job of savoring that than
Well, it's really
I'm done
good.
with mine already.
Okay, alright.
really good.
So A, B, and C.
Yep.
Sounds good.
You have a map of Red Larch underneath that.
Do we need to RP this at all? If nothing happens, I'm really just wanting to get rations and move on.
That's okay.
Okay,
with
so
me
you buy
too.
your rations. Let's say that they're about 2 silver pieces. Do you want to buy potions, equipment? Do you want to buy any other adventuring equipment? Do you want to sell anything? Namely, you do have a ring that you've got.
That's right. I've got an expensive ring.
You go ahead and take care of that. I'll check
All right.
my inventory.
Can I gauge what sellers would be able to purchase this ring for even close to what it's worth?
Investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, first roll of the night. Since I'm not
Wow,
convinced.
it's been an hour almost since it's the first roll.
That's okay. I was enjoying that RP.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Investigation?
Yes.
Is that right? Investigation.
You're trying to find a buyer that's worthy of this particular
14.
item. Okay.
I do not have a lot of money.
Through
I managed to get a lot somehow.
Okay, let me just pull something up here real quick.
Cool.
No visits to Yolantha or anything.
Just to
Pop in, say hi, check on the baby.
Oh yeah, right. That baby that I didn't manage to deliver, which would still haunt me.
I will never RP a birth. That's like in the list of like maybe 3 things that I probably won't do.
I would like to buy 5 days of rations.
Sure.
Ditto.
Do you have that pulled up already?
Yeah, it says that they cost 4.5 gold pieces.
For how many rations?
Wait.
That can't be
Oh,
right.
no, I'm sorry. That's for 9.
That's
Oh,
like
it
half a
says-
really nice bottle of wine.
It says I have 9, which can't be right. I must have not been tracking.
Deplete them.
1 is a 5 gold pieces. Half a gold piece. 5 silver pieces.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, buy as many as you'd like. I'll let you take care of your own keeping there.
Where the hell is my inventory? Oh. So rations. Oh, I still haven't figured out how to decrease these. So I'll ding 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 ding. Ding, ding,
Okay,
ding, ding, ding.
so through your time in Red Larch and popping into Mother Yolanta's house to ask her about where the best place to sell this particular item would be, she actually points you to a place directly across from her and slightly to the east called Galekers.
Oh, cool. Galekers. Have I been there yet?
No, you haven't.
Okay. I'm really quick. A hot pause. I'm just subtracting some gold here to pay for 6 rations.
Okay.
So that's 16, 59. Okay. That's what I've got.
Cool.
Okay.
So
I'm rationed up.
you do go into this shop. It seems to be some sort of barber shop and sort of a jack of all trades kind of place. It seems like there's drinks being served here. There's people coming in for a shave. There's a couple people that are coming in and exchanging goods and bartering. You do see a human male kind of behind the desk Shaggy-looking hair, kind of unkept beard. This seems to be the proprietor and also sort of the trader as well. If you want to roleplay this, we can. If you want to move straight on, you can just make your check.
Just for the sake of brevity, to get us moving along, I will make a persuasion check. Persuasion?
Yep.
Try and haggle for the best price of... I'm not super flashy with, like, oh, I've got a big ring. I'm just like, hey, I've got
Kinda
this.
slide it across the table.
Like, I've got a ring.
He takes a large magnifying glass, takes a look at it, examines the... It is a very fine ring. One large gem in the center. And
7 small ones.
and kind of like a circlet of smaller gems around it.
Okay. Ooh, 20 total.
Natural. Oh. He makes you an offer for 500 gold pieces.
Ooh, I take it.
Okay. Done.
500. I sort of put that into my wallet and I immediately like run. I like power walk out of there. I power walk really fast.
Sure.
I just made 500. I walk up to you and I'm like, I just made 500 gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. I sold a ring.
Well, I didn't find anything like that with the Aarakocra.
Nope.
I bought some food.
Bing. I've got 559 gold.
Dang, I've got like 20.
Remember how we started this and you took my share of the gold that we made?
Yeah!
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Remember back when I had mending and I could take like broken crap and make it something worth selling?
And that was something that your character tried to do very often.
Yeah, I need to try that again. That's why I want that mending spell back. It was a character thing more than anything else.
Yes. Cool. Anyways, so I've got a whole shitload of gold. But,
That'll help.
yeah, definitely.
Do you got food?
Yes.
Do we need anything for the hippogriff?
I'll say that your rations are included for the hippogriff.
Alright.
You kind of split your ration pool.
That's all I needed. Let's get going.
Can I... are you going to make me subtract anything for buying another little bit of steel wool to feed the Gurgi?
No.
Okay, great. So I buy some steel wool to feed the Gurgi.
Sounds good.
Enough to actually feed a growing beast, actually. So I probably got an amount of steel wool now.
He's very excited at the entire prospect.
Sure. Easy. We gotta make this last. We're on a road trip, Gurgi. A road trip.
Alright.
I'm gonna take a level in rogue so I can be the
On
beast
to the
master.
large path. Our plan is to travel for 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes.
Okay, and what time of day do you wish to depart? Because you will also have to go back and grab Phoenix.
Phoenix. I'll take Phoenix, and can we actually leave at night?
Sure. Why? Any particular reason? Just cover of darkness?
No, I just found that it's easier to hike in the mountains if you get an early start, so I'd like to be in the mountains when we start tomorrow.
Oh, all right. I don't have a problem with it.
So you're departing around like sunset?
Like dusk.
Okay. And when you're traveling, are you traveling with Phoenix like in the air, or Phoenix can walk?
We will walk the first night. There's probably no point in... I don't have dark vision that far, so...
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah,
And,
we'll walk with Phoenix.
Is any one of you in particular like taking watch or leading this expedition along the large path?
Well, you're the one with the vision.
I am.
I mean,
proficiency in land vehicles.
That's my line.
we do know how to get to the... We do know how to travel. We all know how to the large path. So we don't really need a leader here, but...
I do have a vision of how specifically to get to the Scarlet Moon Hall. So
Which we don't really need until we get halfway through the
into the
large path.
mountains, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? Do you have dark vision?
Nope.
I'll just lead the way for this set.
Sounds good.
Why not?
Okay.
Mounted on Phoenix.
So you continue your expedition. The cold night air actually seems like a nice change of pace, considering that you've been doing most of your traveling during the daytime. You can very clearly see a beautiful starlit sky throughout the entire night. Doesn't seem to be a cloud in sight, and away from any of the light pollution from all the candle lights and fires of Red Larch. It's a very peaceful path that you walk. You're leading this expedition?
Him.
Okay. And I'm going to need you to roll a d12 for me.
A D12?
Yep.
Okay. A D12 it is. The roll is 5.
Okay. You travel through the night. Seem to be a little exhausted from your expeditions, just kind of powering through the entire thing, although you're able to shake off the majority of it, as your horses do a good job of keeping you awake and keeping you conscious. Day breaks, and you're halfway through your journey. You find a reasonable area in the hills where you'd be able to carve your way through and start breaking off of where the large path begins.
All right, this is where you need to start leading the way.
All right, it's early morning. I take this opportunity to drink.
Okay, you have been traveling all night, so you will have to rest eventually.
What do you
Wait,
think?
well, the point was to travel until we bed down, we camp, and then we leave in the morning.
You said leave at night.
No, we leave Red Larch at night.
So we've
Correct.
done so.
So you travel through the evening.
Right, that's how it works.
Yeah. So do we take today and rest and then travel by night again through these hills that we're now in? Do you suppose?
Yup.
All right.
That's basically what's already happened here. So
For the sake of consistency, because I was stupid.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
I thought
about
we
it.
were going to travel for like 2 hours, get a good campsite in here.
Oh,
but-
I don't... Is this 2 hours away?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at it.
From
properly.
Red Larch to, like, the start of the Somber Hills.
Let's just travel by night.
cut it in half. So like your first day's worth of travel would take you through the Larch Path. Your first day through the hills would take you, assumingly, to where the Scarlet Moon Hall is.
Okay. Well, I'm at a little bit of a loss. Let's rest. Let's take our rest and continue traveling through the hills by night.
Okay.
There's so many people looking for us.
Yeah, we may as well travel by night. Keep it consistent. So
Okay.
we make camp in the daytime.
Sure.
And get our rest.
Just make a general survival check for me.
Oh, sure.
Both of us?
If you're assisting each other, then yes.
All right. I got a 14 total.
I got a 13.
Okay. So, with no relative issue, you're able to find enough supplies. Remove a ration from your inventory. You're able to find enough supplies. No worries there. You're able to get a small campfire set. Is anybody staying up to keep watch? You may suffer a level of exhaustion based on this, considering you've basically been going for 24 hours at this point.
Can't we take shifts with the watch?
You can. Depends on how many people you break shifts with.
4?
That's fine. 2 hours each.
Yeah, and then we can
Okay.
actually all get a long rest.
Sure. So, during this watch here, everybody sleeps. You find a nice patch where the hills start to kind of shade where you are and get enough general.
Does it taste that much different with sugar? Having
Not a
tasted
ton, no. I mean, it's the difference between sugar and honey in any beverage. It just tastes a little bit more
a little bit
natural.
more caramely.
Caramely, yeah.
It's so good.
Mm. Anyway.
So you're able to find a nice hooded or shadowed place just at the very base of the hills where you're cut through right now.
So we take our rest? Is that where we're at with this?
Yes, so I'm going to roll real quick. Alright, Yagar and Kor's rests, or watches, seem to go unanswered, basically.
Okay.
And the two of you,
Rerolling perception for the watch?
whoever's going first.
I'm trying to figure out if
Just
my
roll a
wand of,
d6 for some reason.
well, my wand of magic missiles.
Oh, that would be fully Oh,
Well, how long was it? Because I wasn't using it. While I
one
was
day.
following them.
This is the second day now.
Okay, we're good.
It's up to full charges.
It is at full charges.
Yep. Alright, so between the two of you, who's taking the next watch?
I will.
Okay.
Oh, you sure?
I need you to roll a d12.
Yeah, let's go. It's all good. 5 again.
Uninterrupted. And Wong, through your final watch as the day turns into dusk.
Dusk once again. My final watch. Am I rolling a d12 or a d20?
D12.
Okay. Yeah. Hit. Also a 5.
Okay. And the day seems to come uneventfully. throughout your watches, you do seem to hear a little bit of busyness on the large path, although this is to be expected. Wow, you are really enjoying that.
I'm really enjoying it. Did you see the little
A little bit of bliss in your eyes. Nice. You do hear a little bit of noise coming from the distant large path that you've decided to set up camp a few hundred feet away from. However, it's to be expected. It's a well-traveled path. Nobody seems to really come in your way or bother you.
Gotcha.
I can scout ahead on Phoenix if need be. I just don't want to do that if I don't have to, since we're not too far from the Feathergill Spire.
Rest. Confirm. That sounds all right with me.
But it is an option if we really, really need to. Just saying. So, shall we move on?
Yeah, I have no problem with moving on right now. That's
Okay,
totally fine.
lead the way.
I will lead the way as my vision declares.
Sure. And you you start to carve your way through the mountains. Navigation does seem to get a little bit trickier as you're no longer going on a maintained path. You are going up and around some kind of stubborn parts of the hills. Phoenix has no problem being able to easily mount over some of the obstacles in your way. However, Philip does have some difficulties and kind of has to go off.
We
left Philip in
we
Red
walked. We walked.
That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My
Philip's
mistake.
back at Red Larch.
So, traversal is still a little challenging for those who decide to not take the hippogriff route. Although it isn't entirely unattainable to be able to make your way through the hills. Enough climbing equipment and enough knowledge of the natural lay of the land and how to traverse it.
I hope my vision helps.
Do you say you're scouting up ahead?
I said I could if need be. Is it midday right now?
No, midnight.
You guys are traveling by night.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I thought. So there's not much point in scouting unless we really need to.
Sure.
So no, I'm not unless we really need to.
Okay.
Okay.
All
By
right.
the light
At
of
which point
the
we
moon.
would declare it. I am scouting.
Sure.
All right. So I need both of you to make survival checks to make sure that you're not getting lost in the hills.
Oh shit. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Ah, piss.
All right. I got a
6 total.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I know the way.
Well, let's see here. If that's the case, then let's see.
Oh no.
And you're walking.
Yes.
And you are sort of riding the hippogriff, only flying when necessary?
Yeah, just to get over obstacles.
Okay. You do make your way through the hills. Luckily, with End having a bit of a better vantage point, he is able to kind of navigate and cut through. Very, very far in the distance, you actually seem to notice what we would see in the modern day as like the illumination of a city in the distance, like bright lights beyond the hills. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like how you can see
glow.
that glow.
Light
over the
pollution.
hills. Light pollution, exactly. You start to notice as you kind of go up into the air on Phoenix's back, you start to notice a very similar effect. However, it's completely covered in smog.
Because it's honey, it gets sweeter as it gets lower. Because it settles at the bottom.
You raced. Like that first half, you paced yourself really well. And then when it got like halfway through, you just knocked it back.
Do I need to apologize for this?
No.
Smog, did you say?
Yes.
So there's a low level of smog.
Do you want more? Is it?
No.
Am I being a good or bad host by offering you more?
No. You're being a good host. I don't want more because I want to make sure I can drive when we need to get back.
Tea or any other drink?
Sorry.
Seltzer water? Sparkling water?
Sorry.
Okay.
So we're looking at smog.
Yes. The
Did
faintest bit of light pollution to kind of keep you on your navigational trail.
How is this like an encampment that we're going to, or?
From my vision, we're looking at a city, like a tent city, if I'm not mistaken, that is outside of a, how would you put it, outside of like a temple.
So there's a permanent structure there.
Yeah. There's a Scarlet Moon Hall, and whether or not the druids permanently live there or they're taking up residence there, I guess I yell to you in between, like, dips down, I suppose. But yeah, in between, I don't know if the druids live there or if they've just taken up residence there.
How far away would I estimate the source of the light to be?
Probably another half day's travel.
Okay, so not something I can just scout ahead for.
Well, being half day's travel to get the entire party there. For you, probably hour or two's worth, just because you don't have to deal with the mountains.
Do you want me to look ahead?
I think it would be best. At least we get a notion of what's on this path straight forward.
All right. I might have a better way to do this.
Sure.
Give me 1 sec. I gotta check how this works. Did you say an hour?
Hour and a half, 2 hours. It's
Okay.
still a pretty good distance, even though you're flying. However, just because due to the nature of
Yep, just a little...
due to the nature of traveling through the hills and no actual carved path to go through, it'd probably take at least another full day or half day's travel for the rest of the party.
All right, and here's my proposition.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and scout ahead. I
Right.
can make myself and Phoenix invisible. I'll save it until we're a little bit closer. Oh yes, I can do this.
Neat.
Whoa, that's radical.
Yeah, I can do this. It's
Sorry, I'm
awesome.
speaking undercommon.
It is radical.
It's radical.
It's totally gnarly.
All right.
Tubular.
You guys don't speak it. You're gonna be like, all right, take it easy now.
Tubular. So I would go in when we get into like somewhat closer sight. It's still nighttime, right?
Pretty much like halfway through the evening.
Yeah, I could get a little bit closer. Turn us invisible. See if I can get somewhat of a layout of at least what we're going into. Tent city, temple, whatever.
Right.
I'll be invisible, and then I'll come back, and it'll take me a couple hours.
How will I know you're there? You'll be invisible.
Well, you wouldn't, even if I was visible, you wouldn't know I'm there. It's like half a day's walk, but it's like an hour for me.
Oh, okay.
As
Gotcha.
the hippogriff flies, it's about an hour.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Um,
Well, then I say do it.
yeah, I'll do this. I thought there was another piece of information, but there's not. Did she just sneeze? I think the cat just sneezed.
Yeah, that cat sneezed, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's what I'll do. I will cast invisibility at 3rd level,
Okay.
which means I can target myself and another creature.
You're going to do that as you approach it, right?
As I approach it, because it only lasts for an hour,
Okay.
so I'm going to give myself an hour of invisibility-ness.
Sure.
I mean, I could recast it if need be. Oh, that was the other piece of information. Takes a bit of juice to do this. So I say when I get back, let's rest, long rest, and we'll
Yeah.
go in daylight actually towards the city.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that plan. That sounds totally fine.
All right, so then I won't be afraid if I need to spell a second invisibility slot.
Yeah, we'll camp down before we head into it proper.
Okay, so I'll leave it up to your discretion if need be. I can cast it a second time. I'll try to keep it in 1 spell slot if need be. If I can keep it in 1 hour of not being seenness, then
How
that
many
would be
3rd
a
level spell
preference.
slots do you have?
3.
Okay. Wow. Level 6 is cool. I've never gotten this high.
I am omnipotent.
So, are you saying we're basically gods?
No, I'm not saying that.
Ah, good.
Not that far yet.
Bad things happen when you say
All
that.
right. So,
good.
and a bolt of lightning.
Oh no!
No. So you're traveling through the
There's just sweet water left.
you're traveling through the mountains, and eventually you do come to where this absolutely large plume of smoke and smog and ash and cinder is starting to kind of cover.
Invisibility.
You're invisible. Yeah,
Okay.
like the
Cast
moment that
it
you get
once.
between, like 15 minutes worth of travel, you cast the spell.
Yep. So I'm flying on Phoenix.
You're flying on Phoenix, and you notice that there's this dip in the valley, and this large, almost like cloud of smoke covering this dip. However, the only thing that you see emerging from it is a large square tower that's like poking its way out through the smoke. As you dip down and kind of like start to wash or wipe the soot and smoke away from your eyes, it almost starts to burn a little bit. You notice that this entire small valley is totally steeped in cinder, just
Steeped.
like polluting the air almost.
Just cinder everywhere.
Yes. You can see some small patches of bonfires kind of scattered along. So deep inside of this valley, there seems to be a small hill and many encampment fires poking around this hill. The top of this hill is where this large square spire seems to be poking out from. As you fly around, you seem to notice that there is a large gathering of druids, multiple ones at each bonfire. Some of them doing some sort of seance, some of them kind of relaxing, cooking. What exactly is it that you'd like to take a look at?
Is there anywhere that I can land that would be out of earshot and just kind of but able? Well, inconspicuous audibly, but I could still watch and maybe listen.
I'd like you to keep this to yourself for right now.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna pop to the bathroom while you.
Sure. You
make
should
your
be
plan
able
of
to
attack.
see the bonfires
Yeah.
and this large tower that seems to be kind of covered by ruined walls around the edges. One other thing that you do notice near this tower, as you're kind of starting to circle and get a grasp of the land, is a gigantic, magnificent structure of wicker and some sort of like vines almost that are woven and weaved to be the shape of a humanoid near this tower.
Where would that be?
That's this piece right here.
Like Burning Man?
Like, it's not actually on fire, but it's this large culmination of highly pyrotechnic, like, dried components
Shaped
in the shape
humanoid.
of a humanoid. And its height almost rivals the tower, just being cut off by about 20 or so feet, like 80 feet tall, almost.
Is it possible to land Phoenix on top of the tower without being detected? Are there guards like right next to it or anything?
The tower is like a triangular construction, so there's no way to really land on anywhere that's particularly level.
It looks flat at the top. If not, that's fine.
I would say that you could land it, but you wouldn't be able to safely descend it unless you have some sort of climbing tools.
No, I'm not trying to do. Not trying to do that. I'm trying to watch without motion.
Sure, although one thing that you will notice as you're exploring this valley is that the embers and soot and smoke is corrupting your eyes almost to the point where you can barely see more than 15, 20 feet in front of you. Like, in order to see most of the things in this valley, you're having to get rather close to them.
Okay. Okay.
To the point where anything past 10 feet would be considered obstructed.
So dark vision doesn't help because it's just obstructed.
It is in broad daylight right now. Well, I'm sorry, it's nightfall, but you could see as well with your dark vision.
But it's obstructed, not because of darkness, but because of, like,
Ash.
non-visibleness.
Correct.
Alright, so anything else I can tell around that? Anything going in and out of that tower that I could see, or is it too high? Beyond 10 feet? Yeah, that's a pretty high tower.
Well, as you sort of kind of start to move and maneuver around this tower, you notice that there are pieces of scaffolding around the edges near the base. So it seems like the tower is under construction, and it seems to be very worse for wear. Like, the tower is not being built, it's being repaired. Like, there are massive missing holes and gaps in the masonry. There are pieces that look like they've been completely burnt out or deconstructed at some point. So they're in the process of rebuilding this tower.
What are the, what is the dominant race that I've seen, if any?
It seems to be, well, make a perception check. With disadvantage, just because you're at a distance.
Well, that would be 5. Yeah, it would just be 5.
Hard
Really
to
gotta
tell.
up wisdom.
Honestly, the groups that you see, most campfires have, 4 to 5 individuals around them. You can get a grasp that the majority of them are humanoid just due to their silhouettes that you see, at least in their size. You gain that much.
How long has it been since I cast invisibility?
I'd say that you've probably been invisible for close to 45 minutes if you're like sweeping in and out and around here and trying to do a bit of reconnaissance.
All right. Well, that's about as much as I want
I
to
would
get.
say you have an opportunity to check out one last thing before your invisibility is like, timer's beeping. Get
Okay.
out.
What would that be?
Whatever you'd like to.
Oh. Um, could I go onto
Tell
one of
me what I see.
the outer lying this one, this
Okay.
bonfire over here? Can I go over here just to listen in, far enough away that I can't be seen through the obstruction of the ash and whatnot,
Sure.
and then just listen?
I need you to make a perception check for me then.
Natural 20.
You hear a conversation. You're at a far enough distance where you're not able to be perceived by like the wind from Phoenix's gusts or anything like that, but still at a distance where you can, reasonably hear. And you seem to hear the sound of a dragonborn, like the lisp of a dragonborn tongue speaking.
Well, they don't have lips, so it's kind of tricky.
And you hear a specific phrase from this, and you hear it say, "I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take, Sobek."
Sobek?
Sobek.
Sobek.
And you hear like the noises of a small animal companion.
Sobek. Do I is that name significant to me?
Not to end.
Would it be significant to another character?
Your time's
eyes?
running out.
All right, good enough. I sense that, and I take to the air again as silently as I can and fly back to the crew.
Okay. Easy enough. And you find your way back. You relay this information however you'd like to, but
As accurately as I can.
Sure.
So you know what I've seen.
I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take, Sobek.
that was the phrase that you'd heard.
I'm not sure how much longer.
How much longer it's going to take, Sobek?
I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take, comma, Sobek, or I'm not how much...
As in like addressing someone by this name.
Okay. From
So yeah, I guess
scouting,
there's a comma there.
Scarlet Johansson. Thanks, autocorrect. Scarlet Moon Hall.
Spoken by a dragonborn.
Unknown dragon born 2019.
How much longer it's going to take. Well, it could have been referring to the construction of the tower.
Could be.
Could have been referring to something else.
Weird.
But one thing that's useful to know for us is that it's just so thick with soot. You can't see you can't see a yards in front of you.
Interesting.
At least you couldn't from the air. Maybe it's easier towards the ground.
So when it comes to searching for our missing orc little lady, it'll be tricky navigating because it'll be hard to see.
Yeah, I think we'd have more luck trying to find your inside man. Woman. Is she going by a different name?
According to Master Shifu in my vision, going. What did Shifu say? Something to the effect of
That she's
Jack.
in disguise.
Oh,
That's
she's in
the extent of what you know.
Jack is in disguise. I bet. How the hell is Jack gonna know me when I get there?
I mean, we could
Surrender.
Well, no. I could send. I could send message blindly, and if we're within 60 feet of her, it could work. I didn't get a good look at the races there, but it might be a good idea to go in disguise or be invisible or something. I'm not sure if an orc walking through or a tiefling walking through would be welcome. We'd have to find, if we're going to go in and be seen, we're going to have to find some reason for us to be there. It didn't strike me as a place where just people walk in and walk out, right? There was no trade or anything going on, no shops.
It seemed like there were many groups there, but the groups are kind of keeping themselves.
So it was not something that just the public walks in and out of. So if we're there, we better have a reason.
I see.
So what would our reason be?
Well,
Or do we want to just go in all stealthy-like?
it would, if were it up to me, I'd suggest trying to go in stealth-like. And if they discover us, that's where we kick things off.
We could fly in.
True.
We've got a hippogriff. There's only 4 of us, right?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 of us. 4 of us. Sorry. Didn't see you there, Yagar.
How many can fit on the hippogriff?
How many can fit on a hippogriff? 2.
Well,
What about scouring a perimeter? Like,
I don't think
searching
that's going to be.
exterior tents?
Don't think that's going to do us much good, considering that if we really want to see anything, we have to be there. We can't see through the ash.
One thing I did want to mention to you, even though this is all on a bit of a kind of hilly slope, I'm not sure if you noticed on the map there are actual like paths carved out leading
Yes.
from encampment to encampment.
Yeah.
And you would have seen that as flying around.
Yep.
You
So,
weren't seen?
huh?
You weren't seen?
Not that I could tell.
Good.
There was this large tower, as I told you, it seems to be under construction. And they had this large epitaph. Not an epitaph. What is the word for like
Offering?
A raised thing?
what's the word for like a large figure representing something? Not
An
epitaph.
effigy?
Effigy, thank you.
Something was burning in effigy?
Well, it looked like that's what it's going to be.
They're gonna burn something in effigy? That's kind of fucked up.
It looks to be something like an effigy that they would burn. That's the word, right? Effigy?
I don't know.
Oh, effigies, like, for real world context, when they would burn like a dummy and it's like, oh, this is whoever I don't like and we've lit them on fire and I
Yeah.
don't like them.
Like
Well-
a Burning Man, which I've never been to. But
Did you ever see The Wicker Man?
Yeah. Well, he actually saw a large construction of wicker in the shape of a humanoid.
yeah.
Not the bees. We have to get out of here. There are bees. That's why all the smoke. They're keeping away from bees. Wait, no.
Okay.
Clarity, sobriety
Joe.
takes me for a second, and I just.
Joe clearly does not get that reference.
Nick Cage.
Oh, okay, he does.
Not the bees!
Ah!
I haven't seen the movie, I've just seen that clip.
I've seen the original movie and it's fantastic.
Made me
So,
sad.
what
Like I
we-
saw the. Not to get off topic. Anyways.
Well, now is when we have to decide what our objective is in going in the Scarlet Moon Hall. We want to.
my daughter.
That's right.
Yes,
Of
definitely.
course. But we have to know where she is. And if we just go in there,
Demanding for
Fists-
somebody's daughter.
fists ablazing, and we'll have the entire clan against us. Which
True.
I'm sure is something that you might actually prefer, but I think we'll have more success if we actually have a target where she is.
Do they all seem to be parts of the same group, or were there other individuals there?
I mean,
That's a really good question.
That is a good question. It was really difficult to tell, not being able to see anything that far away.
I will
You know-
kill every last one of them.
Okay, hold
Easy
on,
there.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah. Easy, easy. Settle rage. Settle rage.
You do that, you might actually have less chance of rescuing your daughter. Do you realize that?
I'll do anything for her.
All right. Best
you
thing
be
you can do
stealthy
for her
for
right
her?
now is be stealthy and be patient.
It sounds to me like what we need more than anything else is to figure out more about this camp.
All right. Then perhaps we should go in disguised.
Cool. Grab some, like, like how we started the, Sacred Stone Monastery. We were disguised when we started. We got our asses
we can
kicked
do it
afterwards.
once, we can do it again.
The George Lucas gambit.
Right, I forgot that's what we called it.
If you go back, I call it the George Lucas gambit.
Yeah, we could do that. Even just to go into one of the initial encampments here or here.
Yeah. So we
On this
grab
little
someone.
sketch that I made in the dirt.
Ah, yes, of course, because I've put my water in front of that.
What if just you and I went in? Vagar, you and Cor wait here. We'll come back and report with a plan for best how to retrieve your daughter.
We'll look, and then when it comes time, smash.
I'm gonna crack some skulls.
That's right. We'll-
Can you wait a day?
I think you're right. Perhaps it's better I don't go in. I wouldn't be able to stop myself.
Yeah, smart man. Here, have a sip of this. That'll chill you out.
Let's head in at first light then. Take a long rest now.
Mm-hmm.
And at first light, we head in disguise. Try to find out what we can.
Yeah.
What's our cover story?
Jeez.
Got an idea?
What would they buy? Would they buy where? All right.
If they
So
need
help
some
me.
supplies. Do they have outsourced suppliers? Like, is there any reason that a group like
That would be a gamble. If your silver tongue could bluff our way past, we're just on a supply run.
Lion hasn't given me the best results as of late, but this might merit it still.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could always be like, well, if we walk up plain as day, oh, we're harmless. What's this? What are you guys doing? They'll just tell us to piss off, probably.
I doubt going in and like, help, we need help.
That probably
Let's
wouldn't
do
work.
get help. I
Get
don't
help.
think it would work.
No, definitely not. And you're the one who's getting help here because I mean,
We could go in invisible, but we'd only have,
an hour,
an hour. Well, that could give us up to
3
hours. And how much could we cover in 3 hours?
Reasonable.
And we couldn't really interview anybody. We could only listen in. I've got an idea.
Oh, what?
All right. We go in.
Yeah.
We take out 2 isolated members.
Right.
And we look like them.
Yeah.
And we go in as those 2 members.
I like the sound of that. All right. This gives us a chance to get in close.
We know that they'd have to be there.
I keep a hood up. You keep your face looking just the right way.
Right.
And we belong there. Hey, aren't you guys supposed to be over to wherever? Oh, yeah, we're headed right that way, sir or ma'am.
It would involve in some conflict in which only you and I would be fighting, you see.
Well, we'll just try to make sure that we don't have to fight too much. So we'll
Is
just...
this the plan that we want to go with?
I think this is the plan that will lead us to success.
Sounds great.
So break that down for me. Just bullet points real quick.
Okay.
Our plan is to go into the southern entrance here, which as far as I can see is the only entrance.
That's not on a very heavy slope, yes.
Well, actually, I'd like for us to go in. We'll take Phoenix and we'll land about here,
Okay.
which
In
is
the
on the
east.
eastern side.
I see.
We'll walk in without Phoenix. Walk into this encampment here. There can't be too many lives there. Try to isolate 2. Take them out. Maybe just put them to sleep if need be,
Sure.
but probably take them out.
Probably.
And then we'll, steal identities. Try to find out who they are as much as we can before we take them out so we can go in and take their identities as we move in.
Sounds good.
From there, we move in, make our way to the main tower, which I think is where we're going to find out the most information that we can. Hopefully we'll find out something that will help us actually come in as a group.
Sounds like a good buy.
I mean, considering how little information we have now, this is the best plan I have.
Couldn't get any
I'm
worse.
so happy with how this is turning out. Okay.
That's slightly distressing.
Hopefully that
This
doesn't
is-
mean we're about to die.
This is going to strain your role playing real good, Joe. So,
All right.
you fly in.
I'm good. The role-playing juice has been drunk.
You fly in far enough off to the side
Whoa.
to the encampment. to
Long
the right.
rest first.
Yes, long rest. The day does rise, or the day does break, and about midday you feel well rested enough to be able to enter into this encampment. So the 2 of you are flying on.
On Phoenix, we
from
land
Phoenix back.
far enough away that the descent of a hippogriff wouldn't be detected, and then we
Yep.
walk towards that encampment, listening as much as we can.
Sneaking.
Okay, so the
Yes.
first thing that I'm going to have you do
Definitely.
is because you are going up a hillside and trying to land on a hillside. So the first thing you're going to have to do is, well, I would just say make a general athletics check.
Do I need to make one as well?
The both of you are climbing up this hillside, so unless you have something that you're specifically doing to aid you in this, athletics check.
I think that's a 15 straight up. Oh, nope, my arm. It's a 13.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Forgot about my arm.
Alright.
So athletics is like... I have 20... Wow, I rolled a 25.
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
So, you You're able to dive through the cloud of smoke and smog and kind of breach through the small little lair that is created around these small hills. Down off to the side, you're able to skillfully land Phoenix and make your way up the hillside, climbing up the side of this hill, kind of army style, and kind of like peeking your head out over the encampment. I need both of you to make a perception check for me, please.
Only a 6.
17 total.
Okay.
6?
6.
Okay. 17?
Total.
Alright. So, as the both of you are kind of like starting to peek your head out over where this encampment is. Do you want me to wait for you, Joe?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know why I just stood up.
Oh boy.
Do you
Oh
want
boy.
more
He's-
water or maybe some pretzels?
Some pretzels might be a good idea.
Okay. Lazy Susan down here in the corner.
Here, want me to get it for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Walking is healthy.
One foot in front of the other.
This is very nice, by the way.
You're welcome.
Lazy Susan.
How's your game going?
Not fine.
This is not at all like the monk part where we immediately started off in combat. This is slightly different.
This is, I mean, I'm intending this to be stealthy at first.
If we,
Yeah.
I guess we're going the loud way.
Do you want me to just take the bag over?
Sure. Actually, no, because it's going to make a lot of noise. Pour it into a bowl.
You got it.
You guys ever play a superhero RPG?
No, I haven't.
I've been curious to see if any of those are any good.
I've only ever played D&D. And Pathfinder, I guess, but it's close enough to D&D that it's basically the same thing.
Have you seen any of the Deadwood that Critical Role is putting out recently?
I can barely
They're-
critical roll.
Is that like
They're putting.
is that the Western one?
Yeah. Undeadwood, they're calling it, and I have no idea what system they're using. It's like the first time I ever heard D&D described. It was like bafflingly hard to understand how they were succeeding or failing any of the checks that they were making.
Okay. So
Anyway.
as you guys go up over the encampment, you start to peer over the edge, and you notice that there's a small creature that's already beat you there, and is kind of like snarling at you.
Oh, ooh.
And there's a red fox with patchy spots of gray fur that's kind of like sneering at the edge.
So two things are already in our faces, far from us. How
One-
close are they?
A
They're
fox
looking
is
at
kind
us?
of like snarling in your direction as you kind of like get up to the top. It beat your perception check.
Shit.
And it's kind of like growling in your direction. Probably about 10 feet away from where the edge of this kind of level portion is.
Can I use? Is a fox?
A fox, yes.
There's just one creature.
Yep,
Can I use friends on it?
sure. Well, does it limit to a humanoid? I think it does.
Just says one creature.
Then it has to
Consideration,
succeed
you
a
have
throw,
advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. Oh. Is it hostile towards
It's
us?
growling in your direction, but it's not overly attacking you. It's like growling like a guard dog would bark. It's barking to get someone's attention.
Oh, is it barking? Or is it just...
It's
no.
growling.
Can I use friends and then try to calm it down either by a charisma check or an animal? Could I use an...
It needs to succeed on this? Or is it a saving throw, or you just have advantage?
Friends just gives me advantage on the charisma checks directed at one creature.
Okay, so yes, you can cast this spell, and with a little snap of your fingers and a magic wave, a small incantation under your breath, you're able to cast this spell, and you notice that this creature is kind of like calmed down in its demeanor a little bit. It's still kind of like baring its teeth, but it's just kind of like reverted to kind of like a low.
I try to tell it. Offer a little piece of jerky from one of my rations and say, "Hey, buddy, it's all right. Just calm down."
Okay, I'll have you make an animal handling check, but I'll have you do it with your charisma modifier.
Okay. Do I get advantage? Because of
I think so.
friends? So this is interesting.
Are you proficient in that?
I'm
In
not
animal
proficient in animal handling.
So just add your charisma bonus and roll with advantage.
All right, great. My charisma bonus is 5. So 12 or 8. So 12.
Okay, total.
Yep.
All right. And the creature kind of like it stops growling at you and slowly starts walking in your direction. You hear another voice calling out.
Give it the food.
Yep. It kind of like starts to nibble at the ground. You hear another voice calling out and says, "What is it, Sobek?"
Is it the Dragonborn voice?
You hear a female Dragonborn voice calling out.
Fuck. So fuck. I indicate to you, do I go around back behind? Do I flank? Looking for approval, yes or no? I just kind of go.
Wait, what?
Should I circle behind this voice that I hear? Try to get around from where we are while you distract this dog.
I'm signaling you back. No, just stay down. Get below the hill.
Okay, I get below the hill and I wait.
Toss the,
I pull my nunchucks out.
I toss the food like to a point where, in order for the fox to go and get it, he has to turn his back to us.
Okay.
And I kind of motion back down the hill and listen.
Sure. So you toss the food a little bit of a distance, and you hear this fox running in the direction of where you toss it off to, and kind of sunk her back down into the hill, just keeping a close ear out. And you hear the same voice call out and says, "Oh, where did you find this?"
Do I see the Dragonborn?
You see a silhouette of a
see
large, husky
color?
figure, large, well-built.
Any color?
Perception check.
Was so big. The name of the fox.
It must have been the name of
Perception
that
check.
fox. What is it, Sobek?
I think he's bridging worlds.
I'm befuddled by this. but
Dang
okay.
it. I'm gonna. No, I'm not.
Here, use my inspiration. Roll again.
Your inspiration?
Go for it, yeah.
Alright.
There's my inspiration done.
10.
Through the smog, you do start to see the faintest bits of blue.
Son of a gun.
I'm befuddled by this. I don't know what's going on.
And it doesn't either.
Okay, cool, whatever. I've got my nunchucks out, so I'm looking at you. I'm like, what?
Wait.
Okay.
Continue to listen.
Well, that's strange. Here, come here, boy. And you hear the kind of sounds of trots of this fox creature against the wood, or the dirt on the path. And you see this large silhouette go back to the campsite.
I used Alter Self to make myself look like a leather armor clad golden dragon. Just kidding. Sorry, man.
I'm so sorry.
Inside jokes are great. I enjoy those.
Is she talking to anyone other than the fox?
You haven't heard anything.
Well, I lean over to you and I say, "What do you think? Do you think these are our marks? We take them down?"
You think you can look like a fox?
Well, it's one woman, maybe. Sounded like it could have been a woman. One woman, and it's probably not alone.
There's a particular hiss in the voice that a dragonborn would normally have.
Sounded like one dragonborn woman.
Me too.
Well, this very nearly got us killed, or caught at least. And I doubt we have a lot of time to dither about it. We can either try to sneak past this camp and move further in. Whoops, there goes my phone. Sneak further in, or we take what we can from here and ditch out to another side.
Is there a fire going?
There is a bonfire and a small tent set up nearby.
Just one tent?
Correct.
Interesting.
What's this other building?
Don't concern yourself with the map. This is a general layout.
Very well.
Interesting. One tent, and so
One
far
tent and a small campfire.
So far we've heard one voice and one thing. Okay.
You're gonna make me do this.
Hey man, you picked up this site of all of like the 9.
What?
I'm sorry that you're going through this blind.
I'm very confused.
I know you are.
Alright.
This is just another person to you end.
Don't tell her I did this. I'm going to
Got a plan?
Yep.
Say the word.
It's gonna be quick and silent and efficient on my cue.
I ready myself. I'm ready for anything.
Alright. I cast darkness. Stand up and I cast darkness around the Dragonborn.
Okay.
And I motion for you. Then we go in.
Alright, I go in. I'll whip my nunchucks out.
Silent as possible.
Alright. In that case, I trade out the nunchucks for the magic dagger.
Okay.
Draw the magic dagger, and I purposefully stride forward.
Is in darkness.
What's going on here?
Using her
What's
voice,
happening?
Using her voice as much as I can, I use it to mark, and I'll strike out.
With your nunchucks?
My dagger.
Okay. Make an attack roll. And I need both of you to roll for initiative, too.
Does he have to do that with disadvantage because it's dark? I shouldn't have said that.
What does darkness say? Thank you, Ends.
It just says it's darkness. Can't illuminate it. 15-foot radius sphere.
Okay. It doesn't impose any effects or anything?
Well, it's darkness, like he can't see.
Would you be blinded then?
If you're in darkness, a creature with dark vision can't see through the darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it.
So if that's the case, you would be kind of attacking blind. So I would have you roll with disadvantage.
I rolled a nat 20.
Well, I mean, you gave him your inspiration die. Take his.
Oh, alright, cool. So, one more roll to
If
just...
it's like an 18, then just take it. If
Yeah.
it's not, then you can use this.
Alright, this is my disadvantage roll. 11. I will roll one more.
Okay.
Using ends incredibly. 19.
All right.
I've
And
saved
you-
myself.
With your nunchuck or your dagger?
Dagger. So 19 plus 9 to hit.
Yep, you implant your dagger directly into the scales of this dragonborn, cutting through the robe that it's wearing and implanting itself directly into its shoulder.
D6 damage.
Yep.
Oh, shit. 3 plus 6 is 9 damage.
Okay.
Alright. And bonus action. I know I'm sort of... Am I allowed a bonus action now to also go?
Anything that you could do on a normal turn, you can do now.
Okay. I will bonus action spend a key point. Which
Okay.
I actually am going to mark down that I'm spending a key point. Excuse me. Skills. Nope. Actions. Yes. Limited use. I used one key point. Okay. To do Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
I'm just going to go for it. I am doing an unarmed strike. 16. Wait, does this need to be a disadvantage as well?
Let me look at this spell.
Okay.
It just says you're in darkness. You gotta look up darkness, like
Yeah.
not being able to see.
Okay.
I would just say that, yeah, disadvantage. You're
Okay.
blinded. You're basically blinded. Unless you illuminate your drift globe.
I have the drift globe.
One of us had the drift.
You gave it to him because you have dark vision.
Oh. Well, let me change that in my equipment then.
Maybe you have it in your... You may have put it in your bag of holding.
Alright, since I've rolled a 16 now, I'm going to roll a 3 plus unarmed strike. 11?
Misses.
Okay.
Your attack makes contact, but is unable to pierce through the dark, hard scales of the dragonborn.
11 again.
Yes, unfortunately.
Alright, that's my action and bonus. I have Tipsy Sway, which spending Flurry of Blows gives me the disengage action, but I honestly don't think I'll move, so I'll...
At a 14.
I moved into as close as I could base to base, so I'll stay in base to base.
Okay, you still did have a surprise round if you were sneaking up on it. So you have a free attack, basically. And its turn initiative is...
Oh, I should roll initiative.
You got a 14, End?
Yes, sorry.
Initiative roll here, Mr. DM, is an 23.
Okay.
Ooh, excuse me.
Alright. So, End, it's your turn again.
She's still in darkness?
As long as your spell's still active.
You've heard, and then like, I guess.
A couple of screams of pain.
Oh,
Fox is starting to bark.
hang on.
Was the fox also in darkness?
Yes. In a 15-foot radius, it was basically right next to the Dragonborn.
Hey, before he goes, I do get one more attack as part of the attack action.
Okay.
So I'm going to take one more disadvantaged attack with
Sure.
with the dagger. So 11, 18. So 11 plus is actually 20 total.
Hits.
Okay. Damage for that dagger is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage
Okay.
for that.
Alright.
So I did
Pretty
actually
solid
manage to
attack
hit
in the back
twice.
of the head.
So I did actually manage to damage twice, I guess. So that's good. Flailing out in the darkness, I guess I just go blah.
And I can't see either.
Right? I ran
Can't see
into
her either, right?
Correct. Well, you do have dark vision as a tiefling, don't you?
Yeah, but dark vision doesn't penetrate it.
Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, it's just this 15-foot sphere of dark.
Okay. I go over to Wong, put my hand on his shoulder, and with the other hand I go, shh, and I cast invisibility on both of us.
Okay. Gone without a trace. And, do you want to do anything else?
Just move to a different spot than I was.
Okay, so you kind of go back around the perimeter of this particular campsite, just getting on the edge of it where it starts to meet the hillside going up north.
Before I move, I'll say, if you attack, do we see? So wait for the opportune moment, and then water.
Got it. And you kind of whoosh right off to the side.
Which also dissipates the darkness. 'Cause
Okay.
concentration.
And what the both of you see is you see this dragonborn looking around in a panic, covering her shoulder that's starting to bleed, and you notice her say, "Come on, Swig, we gotta get out of here." And she starts to kind of like form down in shape into the size of a small hawk.
can I take my reaction?
Question.
Alright, go for it.
If I cast sleep while she's a hawk, it's very likely that I'll exceed the hawk's HP. But what happens if... Yeah.
Can you do that as a reaction?
No.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Alright, so you see this large dragonborn just shrink right in size into the shape and being of this kind of hawk-like creature. And it's,
I don't have sleep. I gave it up for something else.
Alright, in that case,
I give up the most useful spells.
in that case, I'll take my reaction, and now that I can see, I'll take a strike with the dagger.
you'd already moved off to the side.
I had? Well, I
Didn't
had?
you?
I didn't move out of base to base. I was just invisible.
Okay, alright.
I moved.
You moved. Alright.
I'm
So
still
go
in
ahead.
base to base. Can I give it a shot? Not
Yeah.
disadvantage this time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Don't fail me now.
That was the other idea.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I believe I hit with a 19 plus 9, so...
That hits.
All right, damage. Piercing. Damage, by the way. Oh, 12 damage.
All right.
I guess I also become visible now. So
As like a strike as your reaction to this happening.
yes.
Okay. So this would be considered an attack of opportunity unless it's a druid or a monk ability that lets you do this because it is starting to leave your area.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
All right, so in a wild swing, you take a nice solid swing through the air, and you're able to actually clip one of its wings a little bit, and you notice that it's kind of starting to fly at a bit of an awkward angle.
Didn't drop it out of
Not quite.
fucking.
This is a large eagle creature, like wingspan probably
just
gets
a regular
6 to
bird.
7 feet.
Not just a
Right.
regular bird. Shit.
You hear a loud screech that starts to kind of echo through as this bird is calling out in pain. And
Whose turn is it?
that is
'Cause that's
its turn, although
its
it is
turn.
going to be the fox's turn as it tries to attempt to run in the direction that the eagle is headed. So it's just going to take its dash action unless either of you have a reaction. You've already spent
I
yours.
spent my reaction. You gotta take a feat to cast a spell as a reaction, don't you? Or are there some spells you can cast as reactions?
Some spells, not
Have
many.
an opportunity attack.
Unless you're right next to it, then it's not going to apply. So this bird is getting probably a solid 30 feet up into the air as it's kind of starting to travel as far as it possibly can. Or actually, a pretty good distance. This thing is flying pretty quickly. Even further and faster than you'd initially thought.
How far away is it? 30?
That was a mistake on my part. The
It's
Dragonborn speed was 30. The Eagle's speed is actually 80. So it's taken right off. And the
Hold on.
the fox is probably a good 30 feet away.
You think she used her whole move to get pretty far?
Action to wild shape, and then movement to run.
Interesting.
Or fly.
No, she never saw us.
I should have bought more darts.
I jump into the air, and I cast Fly on myself. And I go after the hawk. The
What
eagle.
what is its speed? What is your speed?
60 feet.
Okay. So you can start to kind of bridge this gap as you notice Wong and starts taking a few quick steps. And as you notice him starting to kind of run, each step seems to be getting higher and higher off the ground into the other as you see him starting to kind of lean into the air and kind of start to take off almost like a missile, carving through the sky.
Befuddled, I just go, what?
What's the hippogriff speed?
The hippogriff is nice and far away. You landed it quite a ways away.
Fly was my action.
Okay.
Can he move his full fly speed?
Well, I think that my action would be to dash, so...
Your action would be to use this fly spell, would it not?
Bonus action, Misty Step.
That's not a cantrip, is it?
Nope.
How are you casting more than one spell in your turn?
Okay, correct me. This is what I've always been confused about.
You can
Action.
You can only cast a bonus action if it's a cantrip. If
You
you're
can't
casting
cast a
it on the
spell
same
at a
turn.
bonus action?
There are some spells that say BA on them, don't they? That they can be cast as bonus action.
My intention is, as an action, Fly.
Okay.
As a bonus action, Misty Step.
What level is Misty Step?
Second.
Then no.
Okay.
You can't cast more. You can't cast like 2 second level spells. You can cast like a second level spell and a cantrip.
If the
Well, they're
cantrip
two-
is a bonus action?
Correct.
Alright.
That's to prevent you from like dual wielding fireballs on the same turn.
Alright. If the hawk went 80 feet, I just went 60 feet flying.
Okay.
And
Alright, you're starting to close the gap.
Invisible.
Wouldn't you have to drop your concentration for fly?
And visible. No longer
Oh,
invisible.
and visible.
Yeah.
Got it. Alright, so that's the end of your turn then. Wong, you're up!
Away!
It's you and the fox.
How far away am I from the fox? Did the fox move its full movement and dash to get away from me?
About 30 feet or so.
It's only 30 feet away from me? Oh, in that case, I will move into base to base with the fox.
Sure. It's starting to kind of go downhill, so it's going to be considered kind of rugged terrain.
Okay. I have a full movement speed of 45 feet.
Okay, then you're easily able to kind of bridge the gap.
Okay. In that case, I will attempt to grapple the fox.
All right, so you're going to have to make a athletics check against its acrobatics or athletics.
Yep. Athletics. Oh!
Oh.
23.
She's used to the water running, so she's really confused. Very easily, you're able to kind of like strut down this hill and kind of like brace yourself against the rocks that are falling out from underfoot and able to snatch up this fox creature in your arms.
Okay. Can I say something?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, get back here.
I'm in the air.
No, I mean her. Do you think she'll hear me? It's worth it to yell. Thinking. I just go, oh. Will this take up an action if I like make it screech a little bit by like sticking it just the tiniest bit to make a noise, and then
I don't think so. If you just grappled it, then it's probably already starting to cry out, unless you're muffling it.
I want to let it cry out once and then muffle it.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Easily enough.
Okay, I'll let it cry out. I've got you now. Hoping that she might turn around for it. That's
Okay.
my hope. And I'm like, kind of like, oh, it made a noise. Now, shut up.
All right.
I think we might be bad guys.
You have no idea, Mike. You have no idea.
Are we the baddies?
Yes.
I did kill
pretty bad right now.
I did kill a dog once in like the first
You did.
mission.
In the very first, you didn't even think about it. You just smoked that thing.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, continuing on. So, it seems like this eagle does seem to notice this cry of pain from its companion there, and does start to kind of take a wide circle around and start to dive back down.
Yes. We're still in play here.
My turn?
Let's see. So 80 feet.
I
Swing
just
back around. That'd probably take like 20. It's getting close to the ground. So yeah, it would be your turn at this point. End.
Strong right at the end there.
Are you good?
No, I mean like it tastes
Okay.
stronger of just whiskey. No, it's just like it hits the taste buds.
How far away is the eagle from me right now?
Well, it just looped back around, so it's probably only about 40 feet away from you. I'd say 20 feet to loop around, and then it spent the rest of its 60 feet going back. So I think 40 feet would probably bridge the gap.
$30 feet of movement. Oh wait, no, I can fly. 40 feet of movement. I'm right on top of it.
Yep.
Burning Hands, first level.
Okay.
This could take her. This could take her out of her wild shape, maybe.
I know.
And then we all careen down.
Can I have a D6?
Oh, sure, take it. Why do you keep making those noises, Chris? You just
Because my
stressing me.
cat is looking at her water bowl in distress. Joe, there's an electrical brick down near you. Can you plug that in?
Aw.
She keeps looking where the water comes out of the spigot like this.
There you go. Hydrate away.
Sorry, YouTube.
So I cast.
Oh, nobody watches these except us.
Burning Hands at first level, which will do 10 fire damage, but the eagle has to do a dexterity saving throw and beat a 16, or match or beat a 16.
16 on the nose.
So does that mean half damage?
Wait.
13 plus 6.
Wait.
Or I'm sorry, 13 plus 3.
I am going to use Bend Luck,
Okay.
which
What?
I have now at 6th level.
Okay.
When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use a reaction to spend 2 sorcery points. Roll a 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty, your choice, to the creature's roll. Hit it on the nose, you take 3 points off of that nose.
Okay, so the burning hands envelops this creature.
10 fire damage.
And this inferno of fire starts to circle around this bird, and you see it, a large humanoid figure dropping out of the cone, smoldering and cindering, falling down to the ground and starting to kind of roll down the hill.
Uh-oh. This is rapidly getting out of hand. What do we want to do?
It's not my turn anymore.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I have a bonus action, but I'm...
Yeah, it is your turn, Wong, although you would notice this...
Well, I've got a dog in my hands.
you've got a fox.
Excuse me, I've got a fox in my hands. I just saw that happen, and she plummets.
Yep.
Message. Threatening.
Okay, I want...
Ransom. Savage. Persuade. Threaten.
I was like... I yelled to her. Has she stopped moving yet on my turn? Has she come to rest yet, or is she...
Yeah, she's not, like, continually tumbling down the hill, Breath of the Wild style.
I take the next necessary step forward to be within earshot of her.
Sure, you can kind of stand out and get probably within about 15 feet or so of where her body is landed. She still seems to be conscious, kind of like clinging to the bouldery hillside and kind of looking up in your direction.
I say, don't say a word or I'll kill your fox. Don't say a word or I kill the fox.
And she kind of like looks up at you, fierce blue eyes in your direction and kind of like nods acknowledgingly.
So what happens now?
Is this still your turn?
Is it still my turn?
I think we're sort of out of combat.
Oh, I've intimidated her out of combat. Alright, good. All right,
Okay, May I?
I neck you. Get down here. Get down here.
Neck me?
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. You guys plan your.
So, this has gone an interesting way.
I swoop down with fly and land in front of the...
He's cackling as he goes
dragonborn.
back. Okay, so we're here now.
By the way, I can fly.
I can see that. Useful of you to have a hippogriff and the ability to fly.
Yeah, I figured after I landed, after I had that last fall almost to my death, I don't want to be airborne again without some means of not dying.
Useful indeed. I can't really fly.
This is all through a message, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because we're just having this bullshit conversation in front of our traumatized hostage. We have a hostage now.
I think the fox is the hostage.
Well, all right, fair enough.
To fill in the recorders, or the listeners,
Wild magic.
wild magic is happening. Joe realized that he should have rolled it.
Nice little ding there. Okay, the roll was 11.
Okay.
So that
Don't
would...
look up this chart. I'll let you know what happens.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on, this could be wonderful. What are you doing? Yes!
What's just happened?
Are you about to grow?
Wait a minute. Just a second.
I don't know what this table is yet.
That's even, right?
That's even, yeah.
And that's is that a 0 or a 10 on this dice?
Well, there's no way to roll a 0 on this die, so it would be a 10.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know what just happened.
Yes! Yes! So good. So, you notice as N just pivots in the mid-air and dives back down toward the ground. He lands with a thunderous stands up. And his figure is larger, you've noticed. He's grown since his flight. Another 10 inches. Yes!
Wait,
back to his normal size.
No, an inch higher.
An inch higher than his normal size.
I look at this,
Yes!
and I'm
I
like,
cannot believe this happened.
do you react to your change in height?
I've been trying to figure out how I can do this. I never thought it would.
You've been a 4 foot tall. I forgot that you've been a 4 foot tall.
Yes, I'm changing my appearance indeed.
You had been a 4 foot tall tiefling this entire time.
I have been 4'9".
This whole time. This whole time.
I'm now 5'7".
Wow.
Wow, I look over, I'm like,
Dungeons and Dragons is truly the greatest game of all time.
I look over and I just go, huh? You change your hair?
Anyway,
Ugh.
so you're
That's the best thing that could have happened to
I
me.
can't believe that. That's just, wow.
Yes! Okay. So happy. So happy.
Wow.
Alright, so I land. Shoom, boom. With my newfound height.
Do your clothes finally fit
The
again?
clothes fit. They're even a little bit snug. It's nice.
I look at you and I'm just like, huh, something's different. Anyway. Alright.
I'm just feeling confident right now.
I can see that. Alright.
But I've got other fish to fry. I turn towards the Dragonborn. I change my eyes to like a glowing red.
He's back!
And use thaumaturgy to make my voice a little bit more demonic than it should be. And I say, "Tell me your name, please. I want to know." Intimidation check.
sure.
Anyone got inspiration?
Nope.
I don't really know if I want to risk wild magic's tides of
Again?
chaos right now.
You know what? I will give you an inspiration for playing your character well.
Okay. Watch
Nice.
me get a 1. Alright. That's actually not that great, but my intimidation is +8, so 15 intimidation.
I'm not scared of you cowards. Trying to strike someone while their back is turned. Threatening a powerless animal.
Shh. Keep your voice down.
You have far more to lose than I do.
No, she's right. Let the poor scrap go. What business do we have threatening an animal of that size? He's no threat to us. Let him go.
I set the creature down and let go of its scruff.
And the creature kind of starts to kind of gently make its way down the hill where this dragonborn is still kind of like lying prone and kind of like reaches out toward it and kind of like scratches its head, kind of comforts it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I'm sorry we had to make introductions on such dark levels. You see, we need some information about this encampment here. We thought that, well, here you are by yourself. We thought maybe you'd be willing to talk to us.
And you thought the best way to extract information was to jump someone?
No, we thought the best way to kill you would be that.
Well, that's a terrible way of getting information.
We could
A
have
corpse
taken
is
on
easier
you.
to speak to than a live woman who's being very insolent.
In some ways, yes. In other ways, we could have taken on your identity and looked just like you and just gone on trying to find information from your friends here. Don't think we could have done that.
Sorry. Why are you attacking this encampment?
Oh, we're not attacking at all. We're trying to retrieve one of our own.
Okay.
So, who's newest in town?
I'm not entirely sure. I've just gotten here.
Really? What's your name?
Kara.
Kara. Lovely name. Kara, what is your job here? Your main duties?
I was here to visit, well, to participate in, hold on. Sorry. The Rite of the Wicker Giant.
The Wicker Giant? Would
Yes.
that be that tall effigy up by the tower?
Congratulations, you have eyes.
Now it has a name. And so does the effigy.
Wicker giant.
I'm glad you're taking notes.
Yeah. Kara, the dragonborn druid. And she's
I
here
didn't need to write that one down.
Yeah. She's here to take place in the Ride of the Wicker Giant.
And what significance does that ceremony have?
We're not sure yet. That's why I'm here, to find out more information, like you.
We're not trying to find out more information about your effigy. We're trying to locate one of our own. If you haven't been here for that long, you're obviously not much of use to us.
No, I'm not, so I'm not sure why you're still questioning me.
I'm not sure either.
Well, I'm honestly afraid that you're about to blab that we're here.
Perhaps you'd be willing to tell us where you came from first.
I come from a great many places. It depends on when.
Most recent.
Phandalin.
Phandalin?
Small mining town to the northwest of here.
Of course.
Things got bad and I got separated from my group.
And who was your group?
They don't go by by a specific name, but we've had to part ways due to circumstances outside of our control, and I was hoping that my participation in the rite might bring us together. I'm here for purely personal reasons.
I'd
More
suggest
reason
you
to
leave
run.
for those same personal reasons.
You have two choices here, of course. You can continue conversating with us, but I know that you'll cut that off as soon as it suits you. At that point, your choices will be either fight us or leave. Immediately.
We're not.
You
going
have
through
no
the
idea what I'm capable of, do you?
You're capable
And you
of
notice
bleeding.
that some vines and prickled thorns start growing out from the area, and she kind of starts to rise up to her feet. We can do this peacefully, or you can die.
It would be so much more fun to choose Plan B, I'm sure.
Fun for one half of this equation.
Perhaps we could help each other.
How?
Well, we're a little bit more stealthy than a blue dragonborn.
You'd be surprised.
Perhaps we could find information for you.
Such as?
What the hell there is to find?
How to get your friends back.
Why would I collaborate with someone who just stabbed me in the back?
Oh, come on.
Because we're not
Someone as
stabbing
well
you
traveled as
anymore.
you surely have collaborated with such beings before.
There was another tiefling.
See? Perhaps we're seeing eye to eye now. As I lower myself to be eye to eye. Because I can do that now, because I'm 5'7".
I guess I'll, in a show of good faith, I'll put my dagger away,
Sure.
and I'll show my palms,
Okay.
one of which is shiny. And
Kara, let me be honest with you. You are no match for us. I'd love to see you try because it would be so entertaining. But then who would take care of young Sobek here? Do you think he would survive a confrontation between us?
Genuinely. Yes.
Oh, didn't expect that answer.
As I said, you have no idea what I'm capable of. Congratulations, you can fly. You can stab someone in the back. Is that all you're capable of?
I also drink an awful lot, but
He does.
look,
I suppose you're proud of yourself.
I'm not proud of a lot that's happened with me. If I'm honest, I started to adopt his voice after that. We're all doing growly voices now. All right, listen, Kara. Is it Kara? Can I call you Kara? Kara. We're here looking for a child taken from a village.
Yes.
We're here looking for a child.
One of our own.
We thought we were coming upon a camp of zealots.
You appear to have a softer heart being able to take care of such an innocent being as Sobek here.
Do you take us as terrorists?
Yeah.
We
We're
don't know what to
druids.
take you
We
as.
commune with nature.
Druids
Kara,
can kill just as
Kara.
easily as monks can.
Kara. I motioned for Wong to be silent for a minute. Kara. As I said, we were coming here for information. We didn't know if you were terrorists. We didn't know if you were peacemakers.
And the best way to extract information is to try and take them out. Your plan seems to be rather flawed here, Mr. I didn't catch your name.
Caxilus.
Caxilus. And?
Wong Fei Huang.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Caxilus and Wong Fei Hung. If you plan to leave here with your lives, I suggest you leave myself and Sobek alone. If you plan to continue raiding and trying to murder any of the other druids in these encampments, I wish you good luck. I truly do, because you'll certainly need it.
I guess that leaves us only one choice.
I point at my dagger, like,
As a bonus. No! As a bonus action,
okay.
I cast Misty Step.
Okay.
I guess that's not really needed, actually, but I'll do it anyway for effect.
I'll spend a key point and give myself Misty Step as well. Or
Sure.
Step of the Wind, rather.
I cast Misty
Or-
Step as a bonus action, reappearing behind Kara, so that we're flanking her.
Okay.
Do I get advantage for this now?
Yeah, you would.
And I'm going to cast... If I cast Burning Hands, will I hit him?
Yes. If you're creating a cone of fire.
Just a moment, because I think I can... Okay. Yeah, so behind him, behind Kara, I'm going to cast Burning Hands, and I'm going to cast Burning Hands...
Jenna may actually.
at
Oh, excuse me.
freaking 3rd level.
Okay.
Step of the Wind is what I wanted to do. Not a big deal.
Oh wait, does that count as 2 spells? Because you said I couldn't do that.
Only if one is a cantrip.
Okay, so it would have to be Firebolt then. Yeah, I guess I'll cast Firebolt.
Oh,
Sure.
are we doing... Oh, we're doing this.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't know, but that's fine by me.
Thought we'd get further, we didn't.
No, that's okay.
Crying shame.
How's everybody doing on time?
I can stay late. It's Friday
I
night.
can stay long enough to kill Jeff.
Whoa, who?
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Oh, well.
All right.
I thought this was the way. See, this is my MO. I never think we're going to end up this way, but we always do, so I just go for it.
I'm just gonna start off with Firebolt.
Hey, we're coming upon a camp of
15.
zealots who steal children, okay?
You don't know that they're zealots.
15
They're zealots.
15. Okay. For what exactly? For your
for
attack
an
roll?
attack roll.
Okay. That actually does not hit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Well, burning hands, right? That's just a saving throw, isn't it?
No, Burning Hands is a spell. You said I could only cast a cantrip. Can I retroactively? I don't see why I would cast Misty Step. Can I just cast Burning Hands?
You already said it.
Yeah. Firebolt. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't know that I couldn't cast Burning Hands in the same.
I will
thing.
give you one thing to reduct.
One thing to reduct.
You can either choose to not burning hands or not misty step.
I choose to not Misty Step.
Okay.
Therefore, I will cast Burning Hands from the front.
Sure.
But I will cast it at 3rd level. Which is 5d6.
Holy fuck.
Can I have a...
You've got another D6 right here.
Oh, yeah, of course. The dice that I left here so
Yeah.
arrogantly. I really don't know if this is a good idea.
I was expecting us to, honestly, like, out of character Joe, I was really honestly expecting us to disengage from this. Like, I did not...
I thought so too, but you know what? I was like, you know what? This is End, and all he knows is that these people stole a little girl.
True.
And are holding her hostage, so...
Yeah.
Here we
Alright.
are.
Here we are! I mean, this was what I
15
wanted to do just from the start, so...
15 fire damage, she needs to make a saving throw.
Okay. Of what?
15 fire damage?
She has to beat 16.
She succeeds and takes half damage.
Well, does she succeed though? Bend luck. She reduces it by 2.
And she needed to beat a what?
16 was the DC.
Succeeds.
Alright, well, so much for bend luck.
Oh, well.
I tried. But she succeeds, so she took 7 fire damage.
Okay.
She's looking rough, right?
No.
Fuck.
No, she's not.
How many hit packs could a druid
Just
have?
hit very hard, okay?
Okay. You don't gotta tell me twice.
Really would be good to have sleep or something here. My gosh.
Well, you can't cause sleep on something that's hostile to you, can you? Or can
Yes. Yeah, you can. If their hit points are low enough.
Okay.
you? Fun. So who's... wait, do we need a new initiative? What are we doing?
Why don't you just take your turn long?
Okay, cool. I run up in base to base.
Okay.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And drawing my nunchucks this time around, because that can potentially do more damage, I strike. Hit. Oh, there we go. Hit. 23.
That hits.
Okay. 8. 12 points of damage. Second strike. 19 plus 9.
If my character dies from this encounter...
7 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, wait, as a bonus action, can I... Nope, that would be unwise. That would be unwise, Joe. Don't do that. Alright.
I cast Flurry. I spend a key point and cast Flurry of Blows for 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay.
16 plus 9.
Hits.
20 plus... Alright, here's the... 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Last unarmed strike. 15.
That one does miss. But between your flurry of blows, she gets beat up pretty badly. You can definitely see her reacting in pain. Does that end your turn?
That was attack. 2 attacks. Bonus. 2 attacks. Oh, I needed to spend that key point. Sorry, I'm just spending that key point, and I think that's... Whoops. Hang on. I'm just doing this now so I don't forget.
This is a bad idea.
I hit for 4 times.
This has real world circuit.
I know, there's so many consequences to calculate right now.
I'm befuddled and slightly confused, but
I'll explain after the game.
here we go. Alright, that's me done. Action and bonus.
Okay. It goes over to Kara's turn. She looks around, kind of beaten, bloodied, still holding it together pretty well, and she reaches down and, like, plants one hand on the ground, one hand on Sobek, and starts muttering an incantation, kind of swirling her hands around. You notice that the ground around her starts to kind of glow with arcane energy as this circle starts to envelop her, glowing all around this bluish energy. And you hear the words, "Elemental plane of water." And she's gone.
What?
She's gone? Is Sobek gone too?
Both of them vanished. Small puddle on the ground starts to roll off the hillside.
Does
That
it
was-
evaporate?
That was less expected.
Did you know she could do that? I didn't know she could do that.
Why would I know she could do that? I've never met her before.
I don't know. Well... Shit.
Hey!
Run back to the campsite.
Run back up to where her campsite was?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I turn around real quick and I cast Alter Self to look just like her.
Okay, easily enough. Taking on the appearance of this blue dragonborn. Cloaked hood, kind of messy appearance. Scales kind of starting to peel off a little bit with age.
Age. Okay.
And you hear a voice calling out from the distance. 3 other sort of similarly garbed people, humanoids, start to approach in your direction with a lantern held out to assist them in the smog. And some of them kind of have like braids in their hair. There's one female there that's kind of had her hair braided, flowers inside of it. 2 other male ones that kind of have like pointed ears, very well kept hair, kind of short elven folk that start to approach you.
All right.
What's happening over here?
Am I out of their sight? How fast can I run? I mean, I've got a movement speed of 45
Fast enough
feet.
to make it up to the campsite before they can see you.
I hurl myself into the tent.
Okay.
So it's just me. Right?
Yeah,
That
sure.
was what I was hoping.
Yeah.
You hear the female voice call out, "Kara? Is everything okay?"
I'm Kara now, so I, with her voice, I'm like, yes, there was just, Sobek was scared.
Does disguise self change your voice?
Well, disguise self doesn't, but this is alter self.
Okay.
So this is a physical change. It's not an illusion.
Okay.
You assume a different form when you cast a spell. Choose one of the following options, the effect of which lasts for the duration of the spell. While the spell lasts, you can end one option as an action to gain the benefits of a different one.
So I'd say that this still kind of gives you the same kind of inflections that Dragonborn would have. If it changes your appearance, then it probably changes like your esophagus and your voice box and everything.
Yep,
So
the
it kind of
sound,
gives you.
sound of voice is specifically one of them.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to pretty easily mimic her voice.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little giddy from the anticipation, I suppose. And you notice that this kind of younger now elven woman stepping towards you, probably young for an elf, that is. Hard to get an actual grasp on her age, but almost with the mannerisms of like a teenage girl. And these kind of two other men kind of near her side. Well, if there's anything else, or if you'd like to share our campfire, you're more than welcome.
I think I'd like that. I'll be along in about 10 minutes. I've got to clean up a couple things first.
Okay, well, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
Certainly. And they turn around and you notice that one of the male...
Oh, remind me, what time are we starting again?
The ceremony?
Yes.
Well, as soon as they have it ready. I'm not entirely sure when. They keep telling us that it's going to be any day now, but they seem to keep putting it off. We've been here for, gosh, I want to say almost 2 weeks now.
It does seem like a long time, doesn't it?
Well, you've only been here for a few days.
Case in point.
I'm real tempted to have you make a deception check, but I don't think I will.
Okay. I'll be along in just a minute.
Okay. And she turns around, and one of the guards just kind of like takes a step or two backwards, keeping in your direction, and then finally turns on his heel and starts heading in the opposite direction into the smoke.
What does he find in the tent?
Yeah, what do I find in that tent?
Investigation check.
Oh, alright. I find water.
I am never losing the alter self spell.
Oh, investigation is 15 total.
Okay. So you find another 23 gold pieces.
Haha! I'm taking that.
You find a small, elaborately carved tobacco pipe. Of some kind of like wooden cherry.
Take a puff on that real quick.
Applewood.
I think it was cherry.
It was applewood.
Apple.
Take a little puff on that. Anything in there?
Dang, Chris.
I'm so sorry.
I take it.
Yeah.
It's mine now.
Right in the pocket.
Right in the pocket.
Very well.
I'm so sorry
Very
to keep you in the dark about this, Mike.
Very
I don't know if I should be aggressive towards these characters or not.
Okay.
Among them, you do also find many other like small vials and combinations of like miscellaneous plants, herbs.
Oh, so like an alchemist or something like that?
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. A bit strange to you, but it doesn't seem unreasonable for a druid to have on them.
Cool. With a quick appraisal, any of them seem worth keeping? Just like looking at this, looking at that, anything that looked really nice.
Make a. Would that be investigation?
I don't know. You can call whatever you'd like, and I will roll.
I guess investigation check.
Okay, cool.
Actually, no. Nature. Make it nature.
Okay, sure.
Same roll.
That is 20 total.
You do see some of them seem to be like a rather fine spice.
Oh.
Like little bits of saffron, little bits of all sorts of different pieces that you could probably sell for about 5 gold. So if you want to just add that to your inventory and say that you sell it when you get back into town, you can. And what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna walk back up to Wong real quick.
I wheel around
I'm gonna
seeing you.
message him ahead of time and say, I look like Kara,
Okay.
look like the Dragonborn,
Okay. Good.
and here I am.
Oh, hey. And?
Right.
Okay, good.
Still sound like her, but I'll try to imitate my own accent.
Well, now we're here.
And we don't have any information more than when we started, other than that there's going to be a big ceremony where they're going to burn some effigy.
Great. Sounds like our usual plans. Now what do we do?
I cast message and say, Jack, can you hear me? This is a friend of Wong.
Do you have to know the target to be able to do that?
You point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message, so I guess
You
not.
can fire it off into the abyss and certainly hope that it hits somebody.
Does it?
Within 20 feet?
Within
120 feet.
120 feet.
Which direction are you pointing?
I'll try like a
Cardinal direction. Oh, it's a
It's a cantrip. I'll just like fire it a few times there. I'll fan it out. I'll be like
I mean, we're
making
on the
my own sonar. With
we're on the
message.
east side, so if you ever
Yeah.
have a nice little like north to south.
Well, 10 feet. If we're here, 10. 20,
I'm sorry, I'm
30,
looking at it now.
No, you can take a look at this map.
20.
It's fair.
40, 60, 80. I could reach just inside the Scarlet Moon Hall gate there. I could reach into the middle campfire. I could reach pretty far, actually.
Okay.
I could make like a fan like this. If we're here, Chris, I could do like
Yeah.
about that
Yeah, I
far.
see. And you said that you're a friend of Wong?
Yes.
You finally made it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What direction was that coming from when I was sonaring away?
It's kind of hard to get a grasp on it. As it returned back, you couldn't exactly quite tell. You just fire them off in rapid succession.
Well, now what do we do?
Can I try to zero in on it? Where
Make an
are you
Arcana check.
at? Okay. Message is radar.
Oh boy.
Man, not doing well. Not doing well. I don't want to risk a wild magic surge right now.
But boy, would it be entertaining.
All right, I'll do it. Wild magic surge.
That's what we call peer pressure.
Oh, that did not help at all.
Nah,
So just
boo.
a 9.
Unfortunately, you're hard to get a grasp on the direction. That you set
Sorry,
off in.
tides of chaos is what I meant.
If you want to
Next
continue
spell.
spending time to continue doing this, you can, and trying to zero in on it, but your first pass is unsuccessful.
Wait, what are you doing?
Trying to zero in on your friend. I think that's might be the. How long has it been? And how long do you think it would take me? Do I think?
Well,
it
if
would
you're
take
casting it in every direction and it takes an action, I'd say it's a solid minute at least per sweep.
Okay, I want to zero in then. I want to spend like 5 minutes trying to zero in, saying, where are you? 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 Marco. Marco. Marco.
Polo.
Nay!
Do I zero in on some direction?
I'm at one of the encampments at the base of the hill.
Base. Okay.
Southwest.
I hope to find you there.
Can you meet us on the hillside between the southeastern two most encampments? South of the easternmost encampment. Campsite.
On the hillside?
On the hillside.
When?
In
10 minutes.
in 15 minutes.
I'll be there.
Okay.
What is it? What were you doing? You've been
I
staring
have-
off in the distance for like the past minute and a half.
I have to go to the campsite of the young elf who just said that she wanted us to come to her campsite, and I said I would come there in 10 minutes, and they'll come looking if we're not here. And I could get more information. Then we go back down and meet your friend.
Wait, what?
It'll be fine.
Okay.
You've already spent like a solid 5 minutes sonaring in on this conversation.
Right, so
and
I'm
having it.
assuming that it would take... I can just go to this site here. I'm assuming that that's where they are.
That they came from? That's the direction that the elves came from.
I by myself, I say just wait here.
Sure.
If I'm not back in 10 minutes, you go down without me. And I tell him just go south. She said we would meet south of this spot here.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah,
So you're saying you're talking to Jack then?
we're gonna meet Jack there.
Oh.
But
Good.
I'm gonna go down here and see if I can learn anything from this elf. And then that's as far as I thought. Okay.
All right. Sounds about good to me.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
you
gonna-
split up, and you start to walk down the path.
We split the
kind of
party.
We split the party.
South. You
There are
split
only
your
two.
party of two.
Only two of us.
As Kara, I'm going to walk down to the next in campsite here.
And how long does your disguise or your alter self spell last?
I'm pretty sure it lasts an hour.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
it would be alright with you guys, could we potentially call it, like, there-ish? Because I got an hour to drive.
I was hoping that I could just, like, make my presence known here just so they don't get suspicious and then
Oh,
find some
sure.
excuse to leave, and then we'd meet with Jack, then call it a night.
Oh, alright, that's
Like,
fine.
we'll call it at the,
Oh.
well, hello, we've met.
Alright, cool.
Draw a curtain.
That's cool.
Okay.
I can deal with that.
So do I get to the campsite and are they there? Is that...
They're there. They seem to be kind of enjoying a small melody. One of the elves is playing on a small pan flute. One of them is kind of roasting some sort of meat product on a skewer over the fire. Kind of like a small roasting spit has been set up. And the smaller female elf is joining in the song with some vocals adding some about the ceremony. And
Do I glean any information from that song?
not entirely. It's just kind of like festive anticipation more
Festive.
than anything.
Do these people seem like soldiers?
Make an insight check.
Insight, I think I have better skills in, right? No. 4. I have no intelligence or wisdom skills, by the way.
It's all charisma for you?
It's all charisma.
Oof.
And dexterity. I totally min-max.
So what was your total?
4.
Okay. They seem to be just kind of shoddily dressed people.
Shoddily dressed.
Yeah, as in like,
They're not armored.
Patchy
or,
robes.
They're not armored or carrying weapons.
no.
Was Kara?
She was wearing a large hooded robe, and you couldn't quite tell what was underneath it.
Okay.
But these people here are definitely at least unarmored. They may have weapons somewhere, but they don't seem to have any apart from some small daggers attached to their side.
Okay.
Oh, Kara, you decided to join us.
Of course I did.
Wonderful. Won't you take a seat by the fire?
Yes, please. Can I sit by you?
Yes.
So, are you looking forward to the upcoming events?
Well, we certainly are. We've been waiting and hoping to bring good signs to our families.
What are you looking forward to most? How old does this person seem to be?
Well, they're an elf, so it's hard to gauge, but they have the mannerisms of somebody in like their teenage years.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, I'd certainly hope that my father's farm would be unstricken by the famine that's just waved itself across our lands. That's why we've come here. We've heard that this rite may be able to help us. Most druids from the local areas have been called here, as I'm sure you know.
Of course. That's why I'm here. What about you two? Talking to the two guards, sort of people, or not guards, but
Elderly, not elderly, but like
Yeah.
older, like companions, I
what
guess
are,
you could say.
what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm hoping to find somebody to love me. And the other one's like,
He's feeling so guilty right now.
the other one's like, I'm here with her. We've hit a bit of a rough patch. We're hoping for anything, really. We figure that this is one of the largest celebrations and cultivations that we've heard of in the local area, and that God's be good, it certainly could help.
Well, I'm hoping to bring my friends back together.
It's a very noble cause.
Yes. Of course, we all won't be able to come together. Oh. Nope. Metagaming, sorry. Nope, I can't say that. End can't say that.
No, he can't.
Sorry. This is difficult to not know that. Well, I'm hoping to bring my friends together. It's a very noble cause.
Well, hopefully this blessing will give us Karametra's favor.
Kara...
Karametra.
Metra's favor.
You've been here longer than me, right? You came here before me.
We've been here for close to 2 weeks, I want to say.
How much progress has been made on the tower, the statue there, the effigy?
Well, it's sort of hard to tell. I mean, since we've been here, it's been entirely completed. It's almost like they're waiting for something to happen.
What do you think they could be waiting for?
I'm not. They could be waiting for more druids to assist in the ceremony. I've never participated in something so large.
Do you know? Does everyone here know everyone else?
No, we've come from all walks of the lands. All throughout the Somber Hills. Where did you say you were from?
Fandolin.
Nice.
You thought he would forget?
No, but I didn't know if I could catch him in a lie or not.
She said it.
She did. That's quite a journey. It's not even on our maps. The time has slowly started to come.
Oh, Jack time. Alright, cool. I guess I move from the tent and ready myself to move down the hill towards the agreed upon meeting spot.
Sure.
You know, I actually just remembered I probably should get back and feed Sobek.
Oh, won't you stay?
I'd love to, but he gets lonely at night.
He can come. We're always in search of more companions.
You know, that's a good idea. Let me see if he's woken up when I get back, and if so, I'll bring him back and you can hold him for a while.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Hope to see you soon.
Certainly.
And I head back, and I turn right, and I go down the hill.
Sure. Wong has already kind of started to make his way down the hill as the time has kind of come. He'd been there for a little while discussing. Wong, you do see a large hooded figure, humanoid figure, probably about 6'1" or 2-ish.
Just a little taller than me.
kind of standing near the base of the hill where the slopes kind of starts to kind of calm down a little bit. And you hear a voice call out to you. It says, Wong?
I pause, and if I can, I'll just go. Hoping that that's like our thing. We'll let that be our thing.
Okay.
So we just add cannon in there.
Sure, it's my cannon. Why not?
She turns around and like grabs the hood off and just throws it, and it catches the wind and kind of starts to fly down the hill and turns her back to you. You see a very elaborately well-dressed woman, kind of slicked back blonde hair tied up in a bandana cut just above her shoulders. Strange, almost burning like earrings dangling for her lobes. Yeah, wearing kind of like a slim cut leather tunic that's been dyed white but kind of browned with age.
Well, hey. I step out.
At what point do I catch up?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
You've been keeping me waiting long.
I'm sorry. I've been held up. There was a lot of walking. You know me. I get lost.
Soldier's foot.
Well, yeah. I don't have Sarge giving my marching orders anymore. So.
Well, what are you going to do now that you're here?
Well, first of all, see how you're doing. Master told me that he sent you here. Same mission as me. Figure out what was going on. All of that. You've been here for a while.
Good.
Yep.
And now that you've been here for a while, I guess I have an even better chance of finding out what's going on.
Well, I certainly have captured my share of the reconnaissance. However, your mission is your mission. And I hope you see it through.
Well, especially now that you're here, man. I hope you don't mind me saying I really missed you.
And you, Wong. It's been far too long since our days on the battlefield. But I fear our days are numbered.
Oh? Well, soldiers aren't necessarily long-lived, but I'm hoping to get to be nice and old at this point, if I can.
A soldier's point is not life.
Maybe.
A soldier's point is their mission.
You're
Do
right.
you plan on being another foot soldier? Or do you plan on being a mark in history, Wong?
You're getting at something. What have you found out?
More than you can ever imagine.
Okay.
And I think we'll cut it there for tonight.
So I'm not there.
You're slowly approaching.
And then
we'll let you approach.
And then she pushes me off a cliff.